So, according to OBS, I'm already streaming. According to YouTube, I'm not. What's going on? Hello? Oh no. God damn it. Every time I try to start the stream, it's not working as I'm intending it to work. It's so annoying. Hello. Okay, try this again. Let's try this again. Hang on. Live stream, let's go. Yeah, that's live. Bingo. That's it. Alright. Ooh. Alright. Alright, okay, now we're talking. Great! And I've already scared one person off, nice. Well, greetings ladies and laddies, and welcome to the first stream of 2023. I'm hoping I won't be the only one in this stream. Neither watching nor talking. Following Curse City series, great color scheme and skeletons and Radica complete. Whoop whoop. Nice, Matthew. Yeah, great already. Nice to have already someone being active in the chat. I'm glad to hear that that my tutorials are of use to you. I'm truly amazed every time somebody tells me that they're using my tutorials and getting nice results with it. So, I'm also trying to set up some music in the background. As always, the the whole setup is a bit messy. I hope it'll improve with more streams, which I'm sure. Yeah, you don't have to thank me, I thank you. It's really always good to hear that people are enjoying my content, and ooh, MTB is also here as well. Nice. Wow. Damn. Already a great start. Cool. So, today I originally intended to paint up some Cadians, but unfortunately I've got them at home, where I was yesterday. And today as well, but I have them in the in another house's attic, and the key that I was given to gain access to that attic didn't work, and I don't know why or how, but because it's Sunday I can't ask anyone to let me in, so I kinda screwed myself over there. But I hope that these miniatures will do fine. For now, I think that I want to paint up some Hero Quest miniatures. I hope you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I don't know how to work this webcam right now. I don't know if you can see it. It's a polar bear wielding armor and a mace. It's one of the characters from the Hero Quest expansion pack. And I was commissioned to paint it, so 2 birds with 1 stone, I think. Thank you so much for telling me your congratulations. Yeah, 2 years already. I honestly can't believe how quick the time went. And at the same time, I look back at the videos I've already done and can't believe it's been so long. So yeah, wild times. I'm sorry that I couldn't produce more videos especially last year. And if you want, I can even give you a detailed list of why I couldn't. Yeah, it's been a few miscalculations of mine and quite turbulent times. This boy is not going to be painted today. I will save him for his own video. But yeah. Wow, we've got 4 viewers already. I love it. It's always so cool having people turn up. I need to quickly rearrange some things. I'm sorry. Quick question, is the music too loud in the background? I have it a little bit dialed down in the OBS settings, but I don't know how much you're getting. So is the music alright, or should I turn it down a bit? MTBLP already tells me it's fine, so I'm going with that for now. As long as there are no complaints, I think I will leave it just at that, as that. Yeah, I've got my setup alright to, you know, stream my monitors and everything, but I thought for the first stream, for the first series stream on this channel, why not reenact the first stream I ever did on this channel? So that's why you're just seeing my hands right now, coming out of the void of my room, and just my menacing voice telling you what's going on. Alright. Oh, I forgot my stand, hang on. There we go. Alright. I think I'm going to dial the music down a little, because currently I cannot hear myself think. Alright, good. So, how are you guys doing today, and what gives me the honor of your attention? I hope you're doing alright, of course, but yeah, what brings you to my stream, apart from just a quick checkup on what shenanigans I'm up to? I'm also really glad that I've saved up for a second monitor. I mean, a second monitor. I'm borrowing currently one from one of my friends, so it's not really a 2-monitor setup. But it's great, I can finally read what people are telling me or asking me, so I won't have to bend down awkwardly like I did when I just had the laptop to stream on. Alright, this polar bear, let's do it this way. I don't know how to... Can I somehow zoom in on that? No, not really. I have to start figuring that out before I start another stream next time. But this polar bear right here is wearing armor up top as a chest plate, and he's wielding a mace, and I think I still want to start with the fur first. I'm going to have a quick look at my phone. The guy who commissioned it. Hang on. Oh, so unprofessional, I'm so sorry. I'm dead excited, but I don't think I'm doing a great job here. Okay, so the armor is rather dark, and so is his fur. In that case, I'm going to use Apothecary White, the contrast paint, and just slather it right over his fur too, so that the recesses get a bit darker, but the strands of hair themselves stay nice and bright. Oh, it's actually not that much fur to paint in the first place. The fur place. So, I hope when I look back on the stream it won't be as cringe as looking back at my first 2 streams where I painted the two Ulfum Watch skeletons. Because listening to me talk a bunch of mumbo jumbo and repeating myself quite often because not many people were watching and participating. I mean, the turnout was great for our first stream, but you know, I still had to fill in a lot of gaps and I repeat myself quite often. Also because I think I was quite nervous, but yeah. Oh god, I'm doing it again. Yeah, if you have any topics that you want to talk about or any questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to write them in the chat. There's not that much going on right now, so I am very much capable of reading all of your messages and having the best possible interaction I can provide. Because at the end of the day, to me, that's the most important thing. Having a good interaction with my viewers and the people that try to communicate with me. Because I think that's one of the most crucial aspects of a good live stream. Alright, one more person watching. Again, I'm currently applying Apothecary White to the fur of this frost bear from the Hero Quest expansion pack. Trying to make it a little bit darker and, most importantly, fill in the recesses with some dark paint. The music you're listening to right now is provided by Rainy Beats. It's a channel on YouTube from where I got the license to quite a bit of his songs and beats, and then never decided to use them in my videos because the tone of the videos changed drastically from what I did in the beginning. So it's usually more of a medieval kind of soundtrack playing in the background. But I think this music is quite alright for a stream, I think. But again, if it gets too loud or if it overpowers me too much, same for my microphone. If the audio balancing is a bit off, please tell me, because I only hear what's going on my side and don't know how it's being converted over YouTube. Question to Matthew, if he's still around. Have you already tried a game of Cursed City, or do you want to paint all of the miniatures first before having your go at trying to defeat Radukar? Again, if I didn't phrase it correctly, did you already play a game of Cursed City, or are you waiting for all your miniatures to be painted first? Ooh. I'm so excited. I'm looking over to my left side all the time, trying to figure out if people are enjoying the stream, and currently the number of people is rising, so I'm glad to see that. The quality is still very much like in the first stream that I ever did, so the webcam, although it is a lot better than the webcam from the laptop, it still is a bit choppy. I mean, not choppy, but noisy, that's the word. Yeah. Thanks to the location I'm staying, the internet is amazing over here. When I started YouTube, I needed like 3 hours or 4 for a video to upload with my family's internet. And now that I have my own flat, it only takes minutes. Usually I'm not even done writing the description of the video when it's already uploaded, so that's really, really cool. And a proper upload rate, you know, doesn't hurt anyone. Well, in any case, so, how's your week been, guys? Everything alright? Had a nice weekend, and are you guys ready to approach the next week reinvigorated? Or are you already dreading tomorrow? Have you had a good start into the new year? Or was it rather unpleasant? Well, I see MTBLP is not very productive. He's made a German wordplay, which I'm not sure how to translate, but for everyone who's not well versed in German, he's basically saying that he's procrastinating. And well, or that he has procrastinated over the week. Well then, in any case, you know, I'm also very, very good at procrastinating myself, and I'm very glad that you decided to waste your time with me. It's so good. I'm of course feel a little bit nervous, you know, streaming for the first time in years, but it's far not as bad as it was when I started my first stream in the place I was staying in Austria, because the connection would break down constantly and my laptop was really not outfitted for streaming. But now I'm quite confident in my setup. Some small paper. Here I am. Oh no. So MTBLP is telling that he is currently procrastinating and already also has procrastinated down the week. I mean, that's very much relatable, I think, to me as well, so can't fault you for that. Ooh, damn. There were no places left in the library. What? You didn't want to learn on the floor, squatting on the floor? That would have been the idea, wouldn't it? I mean, maybe people would have thrown you down some pennies so you could finance your lifestyle as a student. On freaking Sunday evening, yeah. So I think that's just boils down to a lot of people trying to get everything in order before the next week starts. So, you know, a lot of people just trying to do what they can. While the frost bears are drying over here, I'm going to take these Yetis, the by far least impressive model of this expansion pack in my mind, and because I didn't spray it correctly, you can see here the blue plastic still shining through, I will take a white paint with one gray to kind of fill in the gaps and prepare them for, I think, a blue wash. Yeah. trying to fill in the gaps with one of the worst paints in the roster that Citadel has ever produced, Wolfman Grey, which I use for freaking everything and have to constantly rebuy because the paint for some reason keeps drying up. Am I the only one who has this problem? Anyone? Wolfman Grey being a bastard to you too? It's not like I treat it any differently like I do my other paints. Ooh, Heinrich is already here between these and Judas. Yeah, right? I don't know. Yetis are always just like the same kind of vampire from Star Wars. Just lumbering hunks of fur with nothing to show to have going for them. It's really weird. And I mean, the polar bears are amazing. Like, this is just a, you know, bear with a mace clad in armor. And, you know, I don't need to talk about the, about this boy here, the ice, I don't know what's called in English, I'm just calling him ice giant or something. So, yeah. You know, the one creature that's already in popular folklore doesn't get any love whatsoever. But yeah, maybe that's the reason. Because of these miniatures, because of these creatures already being so well established, nobody wants to try and change things up. It is a bit weird though. So, just make them furry trolls. GW makes great trolls. Yeah, the trolls, especially the new ones, are quite good. I kind of call them like the new, what's the Age of Sigmar equivalent to Kill Team? The new troll for the Gloomspite gets looked like amazing when it came out, and it still looks today. So yeah, maybe that would be a way, but I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know why they do it, but I feel it's just either ease of design, because everyone knows what a Yeti should look like, or just general, I don't know, general uncreativeness. Damn. Quite struggling with my English today. Yeah. So, the plan for today's stream is that I'm going to paint up a few miniatures as far as I come. And then in approximately 1 hour, so around 7-ish o'clock, I want to ask my friend Heinrich, who's currently in the chat, if he would like to review the new miniatures shown in the Warhammer preview. Because I think the content is good. I think we are quite good in discussing these newly announced miniatures. But the workload in terms of editing is always quite huge, so I want to see if maybe a stream would be more fitting for this kind of content. And for the future, I'd also like to stream, a lot more and a lot more regularly. And then... the Inquisitor is here. I hope nothing heretical happens here. Yeah, I hope so too. I tried to... So, the Inquisitor is someone who joined the stream, the channel quite recently. he commented under my short depicting the Nurgle Marine that I corrupted. And he has also watched the longer video after I recommended it to him. And of course, you know, I said that it would only be a matter of time before the Inquisition finds me, and I can gladly say that their just ruling is to give me the pass on this one, basically. I tried to set the stream up in a way to redeem myself for my heretical actions in that video, in painting up some true Cadian soldiers, but very much unfortunately, again, as I said previously, the attic where I keep my models has been closed off to me, and I couldn't get to them, which was really annoying because I really wanted to celebrate this 2-year anniversary with the Vettery miniatures that, well, were basically my pilot into the YouTube scene. But you know, now I get to paint these Zero Quest miniatures, which have been again commissioned via Etsy, and I'm glad to basically be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I hope it's interesting. I hope the tone of the stream is great to even watch again later. I don't know. I want to provide something that you can watch while painting yourself, that you can just listen to and chill. And hence we've got so many new viewers right now. How is the audio balancing to you? Again, I can only hear my end of the deal, so I don't know if the microphone or the music are overpowering one another. The Inquisitor says that he approves of the good and faithful will of mine. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to, well, dodge that bolt, basically. I'm glad that the Inquisition sees value in my doing. And I'm also glad to, well, have you tag along and judge every way of mine. No. Enjoy the atmosphere and my content. Always glad to see when new people tag along. It has a smooth sound, actually. Well, that's great to hear. That's very good to hear. Thank you very much. I'm glad that everything works out. Apart from the, you know, camera angle. I would have loved to have a face cam, but I didn't get to connect my phone to OBS. I think there is a way to do this, so that would have been my face cam for these painting streams. But the whole point of the webcam is actually to record my face when I'm gaming. I'd like to have a few gaming series on this channel. Of course, related to the topics that are already on the channel. Like I will never start like playing Fortnite or Overwatch. Although I like Overwatch, for example, but I want to keep it, you know, or somewhat coherent. But a few games that I did think about playing were Kingdom Come Deliverance, and of course 40k games and Warhammer games like Total War, Darktide, Space Marine 2, maybe Space Marine 1, I haven't played that one either. Battlefleet Gothic, you know, games that reflect the content and that are cool to stream. Ian Richardson is here. Hey, glad to see you tagging along. Hi Ian, so good to see you. Hope you are okay. Really good to see you paint live. Your pal Ian. Well, yeah, I'm feeling great. It's a great turnout so far. We've already got 6 viewers, 23 views, so a lot of people already I've decided to move on, which is, you know, of course, fine with me. But yeah, I'm glad about everyone who stays, and I'm even more glad to see so many, you know, faces that I've, of course, never met in real life, but seen on this channel, like you and Unlucky Olds as well. He says best wishes from home and best, greetings to. He wishes. He basically says congratulations to the anniversary, which is very nice. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you again in my live stream. Unlucky Owls is one of the people who has watched my first stream when it came out, and I'm glad to have him tag along again. The Inquisitor asks if German is allowed. Yeah, it is. I think it's fine. I'm going to keep talking in English, of course, but you can, of course, chat in German if you want. I personally got no problem with this, and I think this pretty much confirms that almost everyone in the chat, I think, is German. So, yeah, of course you can chat in German, no problem. Funny. You know, you meet people like Hammerträger Heinrich, you know, a very German-sounding account, and then you have people like Unlucky Owls and the Inquisitor, who turn out to be German as well. The track playing right now might get a copyright strike, but I want to find out. Copyright claimed. Might be, but so far whenever I use it in one of my videos, I think I got away with it. So maybe I will get away with this as well. I thought you have a British accent. Well, I'm glad to hear that I could extinguish my German accent. I think when I started YouTube, and you know, of course I had quite the German accent when I started speaking English. But I'm actually being told this a lot, that people think I have a British accent. I've worked and still work in the tourist industry, and whenever I have American folk asking me stuff and, you know, asking for directions and recommendations, they're always very taken aback and say that I speak the Queen's English, which I find very nice. How's things going for you? No, you're busy. I'm in Norfolk, England. But it's always good to see you. Yeah, I'm very glad to say that I'm currently not as busy as I've been for the last I think 8 months. I've had a huge commission. Like, I don't know if you know the game Hero Quest, but it comes with like 150 miniatures, and it definitely is my biggest commission so far. And that's also the reason why I couldn't make that many videos, because I was preparing, of course, other projects which are too big to just edit in a week. And of course, this commission took a huge chunk of my time. I finished it around Christmas, and right when I finished it, I've got another order from Etsy for the whole cursed city. So there was little to no break for me, and I immediately started painting again. This time the 60 miniatures for the cursed city. But these are on their way to America as well right now. I finished them last week and sent them on their way, I think on Saturday. I've got a pile of shame to paint, but I still want to get Raduca the Beast, all down to your inspiration. Oh, thank you very much. Plus you mentioned me in the video, thanks. Yeah, of course. I mean, you comment under pretty much everything that I post on here, every community post, every video, at least the recent ones. So how could I not mention you, you know? Talking about people who keep engaging with the channel and keep me motivated, so of course, my pleasure. Yeah, Radika is a great model and I can only recommend painting him. It was a lot of fun, definitely. How long did you need to learn this accent that well? I tried to learn British English, I slipped up there, since 2 to 3 years. I guess it just kinda came naturally. At least for me, it's like when people talk to me in their native accent. And this goes as well with German accents and Austrian accents. I just kind of assimilate them automatically after some time. And because I paint so much, like hours and hours every day, especially in during the pandemic, when I had a lot of time to paint like for 8 to 10 hours every day. And I've watched Legend of Total War. I know he's Australian, but he's got that British accent as well, I think. And other British shows and content creators. And I think it just simulated the way they talked over the years. So I think if you want to try to learn an accent, the best thing you can do is just watch content that you enjoy, that's being created with people speaking the very accent you're trying to assimilate into your speech pattern. Top Gear is another like British show that's nice to watch on the sides, and especially their commentary when they're just fooling around. And yeah, they've also got that British accent, of course. Legend of Total War is also great if you're painting. Like, he streamed for the last 2 years every day for up to 8 hours. So, you know, an unending well of content to enjoy. Also helped me greatly with my accent. I remember the original Hero Quest. Unfortunately, I got rid of my copy some time ago. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard of the Hero Quest before that commission came in. And I'm honestly was really surprised to see how big the community and the game itself are and how old both are. So, yeah, I've never heard of it before. And yes, the original, I've seen that, I think Hasbro produces the game, so I painted the new release of the game, the newer models, which were like these as well, which are very detailed. I was quite taken aback. Not as good as GW in my mind, and of course many of them were like mono cast and mono pose, but still very good. So the request definitely has a lot of interesting miniatures. Top Gear, a man of greater standards, I see. I don't know. I've watched them for quite a long time, and I think the show is like, I watch them via YouTube compilations and everything that's like uploaded on YouTube. So it's quite hard for me to get to the full-length episodes that are uncut. But yeah, I quite enjoyed what they do. I watched them for, I think about, yeah, I don't know the exact time frame, but I've watched a lot of what they did, especially the highlights and the Grand Tour. So yeah, I can definitely recommend their tomfoolery. So, have I already... some more armor panels for you. Oh, it's Top Gear. Yeah, Top Gear in a nutshell. How many mobile homes does it need to put a train together? Yeah. That video was like, sometimes they do stuff which I think is just like how is this legal? How can they do this? How many insurances do they need to pay to have this stuff going? Because a lot of their stuff is quite dangerous, and I think Richard Hammond with his big crash shows that quite well. But yeah, it is very cool what they do, and hilarious. Those poor cars though. Either being ripped to shreds with words or being ripped to shreds literally. Not a lot of cars that come out of that show unscathed. But yeah, apart from Top Gear, I think I would recommend watching Legend of Total War. He has stopped streaming earlier this year, but as I said, he's got a vast library of videos and streams. He's still producing content, although a lot, short form currently. I think he's taking some time off, which is well deserved. And I would really recommend watching him. It's great to have him accompany you when you're painting or doing other menial tasks that can take quite some time. And especially for someone who wants to learn English, he speaks very clearly and not too quick. So, great for that as well. Alright, the first Frost Bear has his armor completed. I still don't know how to make the camera focus on him. But as you can see, true metallic metal, some lead belcher to have this really dark foundation, because their armor is quite dark. I was very surprised to see how dark actually. Maybe I can show my reference picture later. Alright. Ian Richardson says, I'm still working on my cursed city. Still go back to your tutorials for them. It's a lot of work. Are you looking forward to doing it all again? You're very patient. Yeah, it was quite a lot of fun. I felt some weird nostalgic sense when painting these miniatures, and it was very funny. I had to rewatch a lot of my old tutorials because I didn't know exactly how I did it the first time. Which is, of course, great for commissions because I always get the same results now. And yeah, it definitely I think it took more time than I anticipated. But yeah, I did look forward to painting them. This, of course, with the pressure to try to get it done before Christmas, and the fact that someone paid me to do it. That was a little bit, put a little bit of stress on me, but I was pretty much used to it with the hero quest, and also the fact that I didn't have to film the entire thing also was great. Because when that camera is between you and your model, it's very difficult and a lot more time consuming to get miniatures done. So yeah, definitely was a lot of fun. How do you choose your music? Yeah, well, funny story. Choosing music for my YouTube videos is pretty much, I think, probably one of the most difficult things that I have to decide for each video. Unless I have, of course, with the Radika video, for example, I had, a plan and a concept for which music I wanted to use, and then edited the video like the music, alongside the music. But usually it is that I edit a video, and then I have to decide, okay, what soundtrack do I put under my voice? And then it gets tricky, because I, of course, don't want any troubles with YouTube. Even though I don't make money off YouTube right now, so it's not that game-changing. But yeah, try to find a theme and try to, for the most part, have it royalty-free. The music that you're listening to right now, I have bought the licenses to. I've actually paid for the licenses to, I think 2 years back, and then never decided to use it because, as you can hear, the music is not really my style. As my style evolved, I want to say. And so I just try to find something that is good with my vibe. Oftentimes I have, like, you know, the little snare drums that are really irritating to hear because you want to try to dial down the music, but then you don't hear the music and only the drums. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes for me to try and decide which music to use for which video, and it is most of the time not easy. The Cursed City was very easy because I had like every video the same repertoire that I could just, you know, copy paste in every time. That was great once I had that repertoire. And you know, usually I now also know what I want to go for, so that also helps, but it's a hassle each time. You're really talented at painting though. I've learned a lot from you. Is that scenery you're going to paint? First of all, thank you very much for the compliment. You know, with painting a lot comes the routine and skill, but thank you very much. Is that scenery you're going to paint? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. You mean the miniatures I'm painting? Do you mean these things? Yes, they are scenery for the Hero Quest. Like 2 doors. Like, these doors are already included in the base game, but these ones here are modeled so they look like frozen over and snowed on top. It's pretty hard to see right now, but you can see the icicles. Yes. All right. So yes, these 2 doors are scenery for the expansion pack. So 2 doors, and the Hero Quest itself also had a lot of scenery. I can show, like, I still have some here. Like, this is a fireplace with a painting on top. I've painted this painting by hand, so it's not a sticker or something. It's really hand painted. And I've also got an alchemy table with some notes. Really a shame that I can't show you the close-ups. I can show you later. Do you want to? I mean, I could show them now. I think I have some photos and videos already on my... They look amazing. Thank you so much. If you want, I can show you guys a close-up. If you know, I have 5 viewers concurrently. It's so cool. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, if the absolute majority of the people currently watching would like to see the close-ups, or would pause the painting right now and then try to find the close-ups. The British spiff is also a great way to learn British accent well. Nothing is better than good old explanation of nature and people to the pure bones alikes. Yeah. I've heard quite a lot about the British spiff. All right, I thought you were talking about the spitting Brit, the spiffing Brit. Sorry, spiffing Brit. The British spiff. All right, I gotta check that out. I'm concurrently listening to, I think it's an American show called Wonder. And they are talking about, you know, have different episodes to different, like, plane crashes and other disasters of this sort. So, you know, great to listen to. But, you know, apart from the content, from the nature of their content, it's very well made. And I like listening to the, you know, long documentaries about what went wrong and the investigations. And they really help to keep me going during the day, trying to paint all these miniatures. I have the talent to announce how many people are watching and then scare those very people off. I don't know how I do it. Of course, I can understand if, you know, people can't watch through the whole thing. I understand if you don't want to. But I'm not making my point very well. I'm just gonna stop talking about this. What musical instruments can you play? Interesting question. I have played the trombone in school. We had like a music class, and I was part of that class, so I had to learn how to play the trombone, which, you know, was nice, but I had to change instruments after 3 years. And the instrument I have learned in my own initiative was the violin. I can play the violin quite alright. I haven't played for quite some time because of the HeroQuest commission and work and everything taking up so much time, you know, application for university as well. So I haven't found much time practicing. And when I did try to find time to play the violin, one of the strings ripped apart. So then I had to try and search for replacement strings. But yeah, I can play the violin, and I could play the trombone, although it's been a long time. Trombone in school? Good old memories, yeah. So I actually know the person behind the MTB BLP account in real life. We've been to school together. And we both played the trombone, which, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we rocked that class. Our teacher was really good at keeping us motivated and ensuring a very high quality of play, so I think so far we've probably been the best music class of that school. And I don't think that's a cocky overstatement. We were really good. We even recorded a few tracks for a CD that people could buy. And like, not a CD that was prompted by our school, but a CD that was like, I don't know the full context behind it, but we were able to play 2 tracks. And the third one was a solo from one of our classmates. Still forgot everything. Yeah. And also, when I say I can play the violin, I mean like I have no knowledge of reading notes. So if you could, you know, if you were to draw a note and ask me what note is that, like which key or whatever, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you for the life of me. I mostly play. I could play by ear when I was practicing more, but every time I try to read notes, I just envision what keys I would have to grip on the violin itself. So I don't know the names, but I know what to do with them. Haven't thought about the recording for years, but yes, I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Do you still have yours? I don't know where mine is. I think it should be at home somewhere, but you should dig into the recording and use it for the tutorial. Nah. I mean, I might even get copyright claim for that because we played May It Be from Lord of the Rings as an orchestra. So even though I was part of that orchestra, I think I would still get claimed. Which, you know, again, I don't make money off YouTube right now, so wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know what the other track was. I think it was a track about a volcano erupting. Maybe at your parents', yeah. Would be cool to have a listen again. But I'm sure we were great. So, this bear is also coming along quite well. I don't know about his armored belt and belt buckle. Again, for everyone joining, I'm currently painting the Hero Quest expansion pack, the one with the ice, I don't know the name. And I'm currently painting the Frost Bears, which are basically like armored polar bears with a mace in hand. And I painted their fur in Ulth 1 Grey and their armor so far with lead belcher. As I'm really trying to get that dark finish, which is portrayed on their armor card. Right, so fur and armor taken care of. I will have to look at my phone for reference, because the commissioner, I don't know, sent me a few photos of the art cards that came with the miniatures, so I know exactly what to do. I hope. Let's have a look. Very professional, looking at my phone during the stream. It's so dark I can't see. Nice. But what I get from here is that the leather, so the belt is indeed armored, and the leather is very dark. So, usually, I think I'd use the color Dryad Bark for this, but my Dryad Bark unfortunately dried up, so not completely. I could reinvigorate it if I wanted to, but I haven't found the time yet. So, but my point is, I'm using Mornfang Brown for the leather now, for the belt and for the other straps. Ian Richardson says, I've bought the Cursed City novel and the Hallowed Ground novel, because I bought Galen and Doralia Van Danced. Think it helps inspire me to paint them. What's your favorite novel so far? That's a good question. I've read the Cursed City novel as well, and I was really, surprised at how brutal it was. It wasn't the first, Warhammer novel I've ever read, but I think it's quite up there in terms of gore and violent descriptions. Hallowed Ground. No, it's not the novel I'm thinking about. My favorite Warhammer novel would be the Sacred Rose, I think. Sacred Rose? It's the first Warhammer novel I've ever read. It's a very small, a very light book depicting the actions of a special chapter of the Sister Sororitas, who are deployed in a very small number on a planet where a demon is making the place unsafe. I'm not doing it justice right now, but it was a great novel and it was easy to read. And another novel that I really liked reading, that's actually a series, it's The Nightmare King. I don't know who wrote it, it's one of the big three authors. It's a book about a Necron king, a Necron dynasty, a dying Necron dynasty. And that was really interesting. Like, I trash talked it during the Warhammer Fest of 2022. And said like, ooh, Necrons, whatever. And then I read it, and I think I've bashed through the whole thing in like under a week or so. No, under a week, what am I saying? In like, I don't know, 2 days or so. I've read the entire thing because it was so interesting to see the Necron culture and the problems they have, and the depictions of how it is to be a Necron. So I really, really recommend reading The Nightmare King, or King of Nightmares, I don't know the English title. So that's a really good one. Even if you're not a Necron fan, even if you trash talk the Necrons, like I did, very entertaining to read, very interesting lore. Could be possible disappear at some point, maybe at some point. My connection is extremely weak. Alright, so the Inquisitor already that he might go offline in a bit. That's of course fine by me. The stream will be able to be watched, as a VOD afterwards. So if you really want to, find out what I'm doing all the time during the stream, you can rewatch it if you like. And you know, no hard feelings, no worries. Everyone's got their schedule, everyone's got their problems with internet connection, so no problem. I'm already really glad to see you at all. Ian Richardson says, oh yeah, you've mentioned that thanks to the reminder. Oh yeah, you asked me what video I would, what book I would recommend. Yeah, definitely, that's one of them. Extremely good. Yeah, you've got to really find that one. It's really good, so I highly recommend it. If you don't like it, I don't know, I will pay you the money back for the book. It's really good. Oh damn. Interesting takes note about the heretical stuff. Oh no, please don't. This should be invigorating. Reinvigorating. Oh wow, a lot of people showing up right now. We're almost in the double digits. And it's a lot of people that I know in real life. Are you watching together? Because this is a really coordinated chat right now. Thank you guys, thanks for cheering me on. Especially for you, I just want to quickly note, there was a poetry slam in the school that we used to be in, the FCSO in northern Germany, and I was invited as the special guest and one of the guys sitting in the jury. And what I found in at home was where your posters that you made when you were sitting in the audience when we were all together in school. So all your like the list of slams that I had, your what's your slogans for me. So I've actually kept those and found them when I looked for my old slams to hold this year. Yeah, it's I'm really happy to see everyone showing up. Thank you so much, guys. Ian Richardson says, I will get the book and there is no need to pay me back if I don't like it. That make me laugh out loud. Well, I'm glad to have made you laugh. It's really cool to have the stream and get your live reactions to what I'm doing and saying. I'm sorry for the bad camera quality, but it was either the webcam or a capture card. And the capture card would have enabled a better miniature painting experience, but these things are so expensive. So I will see if the need arises me to get one, and if it does, I'm gonna get one. But for now, I think this one is alright. Okay, I see you two, but who's behind the XYZ account? And you're definitely watching together in a room, like what are you doing? Or are you discussing your moves via WhatsApp or Discord? Are you having a watch party with my stream? That would be cool. Guess. I don't want to say your real life name, so you're putting me quite in quite a pickle there. But I mean, I don't know how you would make yourself known otherwise. But don't say it. I don't wanna dox you guys, so. Oh yeah, alright. Totemek Totesen is not it. Ah, alright. Thanks for the tip. Cool. Glad to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining, for showing up. it so complicated to paint these leather braces? I thought like, oh yeah, that's going to be easy. It's just a bit of leather, not that much. Should be able to finish this quite quickly. No. Also for everyone getting an aneurysm that I pull my paint straight from the pot, I hope you'll forgive me. I'm not one of these fancy miniature painters who put everything on their wet palette and everything. So I'm one of the degenerates who takes it straight from the pot, which I personally think should be fine. I don't know why people are getting so worked up about it. Do you have a miniature that you really hated painting or building and was glad to get that it was finished? That I really hated. Let me think about that for a moment. Which one did I really, really hate? I don't think it's one of the Cursed City miniatures, because although some of them were really time consuming, I did have my fun with them. The one that would come to mind right now, Tooth Coats, lol. Yeah, Tooth Coats is one thing, but you know, people are getting mad at some people on the internet are getting mad when you pull your paint straight from the pot, so you know. Do the orc. Oh yeah, right. So Heinrich is making a very good point. Last year, was it last year? No. 2 years ago, I made an Orc-tober video. What not many people know is that this video exists because it has the least viewed numbers on this channel. Although I found it was a really interesting project. It was a pain to paint them because I sprayed them white and then painted over them with ink, like regular calligraphic ink and, you know, markers and fine liners. So nothing that should be used for painting a miniature, which, you know, was fun, but really annoying because the base, the spray paint, had like some kind of lotus effect, so it was really hard for me to get the paint to stick to the miniature. And these 3 miniatures took me like a month to paint, because I came back from a hike that I did for like over a week, and when I came back I was extremely sick. I don't know how I got it. I got scarlet. I don't know the name in English, probably has like a Latin name. In Germany we just call it scarlet. And I had it for like a month, and everything hurt. I was deathly ill. If my if the, you know, doctors didn't find out what I had, I could have probably died. So, you know, it was great painting in this state. Oh, it was horrible. So I think it was less the models and just everything around it, you know, the extreme effort, the pain, and, you know, no payoff. So that's what I really hated. And on a side note, the bookshelves for the Hero Quest were also extremely annoying to paint. For very similar reasons. Wet pads can help shaping your brush. I always have them around. Oh, I mean, that's well, I just lick my brush. Not anymore. I think it's not so good for my health if I do this. But yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but I try to form my brush here on the just paper that I get. And I use wet palettes when I need to blend some things. So, but I don't use them regularly. Sometimes I have big joint gaps in them. Frustrating. Yeah, definitely. Some miniatures do. Raduka was a great example. He didn't fit as well as he should have, I think. Maybe it was my fault, maybe GW's, I don't know. And another model that had quite the big joints was... What was the other one? I don't know. Forgot. Sounds horrible, glad you got better. Yeah, thank you. It definitely was horrible. You know, I have documented the whole hike and just didn't get to make a video about it, or videos about it. But yeah, coming back with that kind of disease was not fun, not how I imagined the hike to end. But you know, at least I got it at home and not during the hike, because then I probably would have died. Now I can laugh about it, but goddamn was it horrible. Anyways, trying to change the subject. Yeah, what can I talk about that's not negative right now? Well, as I tried to say earlier, this stream is basically my debut for my new streaming setup. Not quite, because I don't have everything set up. I have the, you know, the sound pads that keep the echo down, not installed yet, and this of course won't be how you'll see me in the future. But I do want to start a bit of streaming more regularly, and then stream some games, mostly either medieval oriented or Warhammer oriented, or so, you know, LARP oriented. So it keeps of course in theme with the overall channel. And I think the first game I'm going to stream will be Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't know if you know that game, but I personally think it's one of the best games ever made. And I have what I think would be a quite interesting twist to streaming that game. So you may look forward to this one. I hope I don't scare off my loyal audience that watch me for painting videos. GW makes errors in the molding at times. GW annoy me, because you always have leftover bits of models, arms, legs, etc. Any tips on how to use leftovers? Nah. I basically collect all of the leftovers I got. I mean, I even collect the sprues, but I cut the leftover parts out. And sometimes when I get enough of a certain type of leftover, I use the bits to create like a special army theme. Or, you know, if you have some, yeah, you know, exactly, kit bashing. As Inquisitor says. So most of the time, you know, 88% or 90% of my bits will probably never be used again. Might probably never be used again. But I keep them around for kit bashing. And special projects, you know, if I want to change the theme of a whole army with special bits. But more on that in future videos. I use leftover spruce to make cobblestones, etc. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. There are more uses for them, but I haven't delved that deep into this matter. I want to in the future. I've already got plans. I've got plans upon plans upon plans. All that's missing is time. But now that these two big commissions are over, I really hope I'll be able to make more and higher quality videos again. I have a whole box of them, and I haven't even a real army. What do you mean you don't have an army? What? Okay, now I'm the one investigating. Inquisitor? What are you doing? You don't have a real army? What do you mean? How do you have a whole box of leftovers and no army? What's going on here? Thanks, Inquisitor. I'm new to the kit bashing thing. Oh yeah. There are some cool content creators on YouTube who show you how you can make like basically everything out of leftover kits. So I only encourage you to hit the search bar with requests and ideas. Kit bashing is great. But, you know, staying on topic, Inquisitor, Anser, what are you doing? How do you not have a real army, yet a whole box of leftovers? What do you mean? Yeah. And Iron, yeah, can only recommend kit bashing. I'm also very new to kit bashing. I think the Death Guard Marine is probably my most extreme kit bash I've ever done. And even that is nothing to what some people achieve. So. The Inquisitor says, I do dioramas and make minutes out of interest, not to play. Okay, that's fair enough. I can totally understand that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, over time the first miniatures I got were some high elves for Warhammer Fantasy. And over time, and especially now with YouTube, I've also turned more and more to the person who just collects miniatures for the sake of collecting and painting them. And not so much for building armies. Of course, I have several army concepts in mind that I would like to use, and my Imperial Guard and High Elves are also, you know, ever expanding. And hopefully going to be used in some better reports on the channel. But again, plans upon plans upon plans. Yeah. Inquisitor, now is your time to promote your Instagram channel in the chat. You have the green light from me to do a shameless promotion of your work. No, I'm always interested what the people that watch me are doing. From long-time viewers like Unlucky Old Owls to or Steve Watson to people like Matthew Watson, sorry, to people like Inquisitor who've joined the channel quite recently. Started my Battle Patrol Mechanicus 3 weeks ago. One catastrophe is nearly gone so far. Interesting. Mechanicus is an army that I am yet to try out. To paint and, you know, build. I have got some ideas, and I have like one singular model that I haven't built yet. The mechanic for the Astra Militarum. You know, who keeps repairing my Baneblade and Knight on the Move. Great guy, love him. He's really the best middle finger that I can give my enemies. Oh, you made D6 damage? Oh, D3 no. You know, repairing. Can't just say how glad I am again about my new setup. So good to always have the green light and the status very good connection on my stream. Love it. Ah, this is so good. I'm so hyped. Ian Richardson says, I paint the models I like, not even played with them. Just love painting. Just chose a miniature I like or a squad. Yeah, nice. Great. So it's a really chill hobby then. Alright, I'm done with Mornfang Brown, you know, on the topic of miniature painting. And I will now move on to Night Questor Flash for the maze. I usually would have used Gorthor Brown, but Gorthor Brown currently is in the same state as my Dryad Bark, so dried up as well. Not completely dried up, but, you know, not in a good state to paint right now. Interesting. Yeah. I'm actually surprised at how well my voice is holding up. Like, I'm not used to talking this much so consistently, and I haven't needed a drink once for now, so maybe I'm cut out for streaming and long format videos. Nice. Einrichsen says, started with Star Wars Legion and moved on to Zombicide, then Warhammer. Damn, I have that Devil May Cry board game and expansions which I love. Check them out. Damn, Star Wars Legion and Zombicide. So two other very interesting and especially Star Wars. I don't know that much about Zombicide, but I know a fair amount about Star Wars Legions, so also a popular board game. Cool. I definitely want to get my hands on some good Star Wars miniatures, mainly their, you know, Imperial Fleet starships and other ships. Yeah. Heinrich is asking if about the Devil May Cry board game. I don't know anything about that either, so if you want, please enlighten us. Mixed bag or what? Yeah, don't drink. Yeah. I've recently had Heinrich over and we painted up some miniatures, and he dipped his paint into his Coke, which, you know, happened to me a week before that, so it definitely happens. But I'm yet to drink my paint water. I've washed my paint in Coke and other stuff. You know, Coke as in Coca-Cola, of course. But I'm yet to drink my paint water. That, so far, has not happened yet. So the maze is getting along quite alright. I washed my brush and my coffee one morning. What a great experience. Yeah. The real question is, did you drink it afterwards? Luckily I only had a small amount of paint on my brush, so I thought it would be, you know, alright to drink, to still drink the Coke afterwards, but, you know, if you had a full loaded brush, I would probably not necessarily recommend drinking the coffee. So, maze number 2. Again, night quest or flash for the wood. And once the wood is done and dried, I will take some lead belcher again to pick out the metallic spikes. I love this. This is really cool. You know, 6 concurrent views, great atmosphere, what I think. And so far, I really like this. I definitely want to do more streaming. And I hope you guys like it just as much. I didn't drink it, wasn't sure about health. Yeah, as I said, that's probably the wise move to do. You know, people like Miniac who lick the paint right off their brushes. They've got a stomach of steel and they can do that. I probably shouldn't do that, but I do it too sometimes, and I'm pretty sure I get, you know, stomach sickness from it. Just light though. But yeah, kids, don't drink your paint water. If it wasn't clear already, don't drink your paint water. You know, originally I wanted to become a teacher for art and language like German or English, and that's definitely something that I would have said in that career as well. Kids, don't drink your paint water. Alright. We're approaching the 7 o'clock mark, the 7 p.m. mark. And I'm just checking what the gambizon of the Frostbear is colored with. Oh, it's not a gambizon, it's the scale mail. Nice. So lead belch that is. Alright. And the leather strings are probably Mornfang brown. What about his loincloth? The loincloth is... Oh no! The leather strings are red around his mace. Alright. But what about his loincloth though? I don't know. I don't know. Oh god. What am I going to do about his loincloth? I'm probably going to ask the commissioner what he would like there. Yeah, that would be the safe bet, I think. As far as this miniature goes, what can I do right now? What would be the most? Oh, that's a chain. I thought that would be like a pouch. There's a little... I mean, okay, you guys can't see shit, so I'm sorry about that. There's a little chain going around his belt, and with the belt buckle behind it, I thought he had like a pouch, but no. It's just a chain. So Mornfang brown again. Need to buy some time for the mace drying. Oh, what? So, why did I do that? So, Mornfang brown again for the leather. I've replied to your questions about Devil May Cry. So you've replied to Heinrich or what? In the comment section maybe, or what? Do I already have a comment section? No, of course not, it's a VOD. Alright, but you know, if you did, that's fine. Great. Glad to see the people in the chat getting along as well. In the feed, alright. I don't see it, actually. But it's fine, I'm probably just blind right now. I will probably see it later when the stream is done and I have a chance to look over the analytics and everything. But great, thank you very much. There is also, in terms of, you know, on the topic of board games, there is on Kickstarter an Elden Ring board game coming up. Marked as spam. Ooh, yeah, I think so too. Ian, I think your comment didn't get through, so maybe try that. Maybe try it again, but without a link. I don't know what happened. I really don't see it. And Inquisitor, I didn't drink it, wasn't sure but half. Is Citadel color paint actually worse than acrylic paint? Because I drank that. Why would you do this? Inquisitor, why would you do this? You know? For the law-abiding citizen, you know? Pro bono in the Imperium of Man, why would you do this? What led you to drink Citadel color paint? I don't know. You know what? I have one color pot right here. Contrast. Let's go. I don't know what it contains. I mean, you're still among us, so can't be that poisonous, right? But yeah, kids, don't drink your Citadel color spots. Neither your acrylic water nor your Citadel acrylic pots. Steamforged games with Devil May Cry Bloody Palace board game, Resident Evil 2 and 3 board game, Dark Souls and Bard Song. Dark Souls 2? Oh! Gotta check that out. Oh, thank you so much. Then in that case, I will try to do some research and, you know, maybe it'll end up on the channel. But that would be later this year, as the whole first part of this as the whole third part of this year is already planned for. Yeah, in my schedule. I want to do a roadmap video about what videos would come this year, but then I'm not that big of a channel. I make myself no illusions in that regard, and I think it's just okay if I just follow through with the plan. The Inquisitor drank acrylic paint, not citadel paint. Alright. Still. Still not too healthy, I think. Yeah, they're pretty good. Do Kickstarters. That's I got Bart song. Oh, nice. Yeah. The guy who commissioned the Hero Quest also was very active on Kickstarter when it was in the question of if they should relaunch the game. I didn't make the things here. Okay, gotta do that. And that's how he was actually one of the top supporters, and that's how he got this dragon as well for the Hero Quest. Again, not really great visibility. Maybe if I can. Didn't have that much. So he's actually one of the very few people who have this dragon for their mix, and I'm really honored that he trusts me enough with his miniatures to, give me these very rare minis to paint. And yeah, what can I say? What can I say is actually a good question, because I was onto something and forgot to explain it further. But I have actually planned at least one video regarding Elden Ring miniatures. And I hope I can follow through with this, because it would be another kit bashing and green stuff video, and I think those are always quite cool. Have I actually worsened my lighting conditions over here? Oh, I don't know. By the way, for everyone wondering what that weird fur is around my waist, that's actually a blanket, which I'm currently tucked in like an old grandma, because I've not heated my apartment very well in the time that I was not here. And as it's heating up, I'm currently sitting in this blanket as temperatures are low where I am. Also Fallout Tabletop. I personally have heard about Fallout Tabletop, but I've not seen many miniatures. That's in core game and expansion as I funded it. Got some cooler extras. Worth a try. I did through lockdown. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, as I said, I'm thinking about funding the Elden Ring Kickstarter as well, and getting my hands on some really cool miniatures. As you know, Elden Ring is a very good game. Didn't play it a lot so far, but I've had my fair share, and from what I've seen, it definitely deserves the title of Game of the Year in my book. Sorry about that. Now my voice seems to give in a little bit. Will be interesting when I look back at this stream to listen when my voice gives in, or if you can hear that at all. Alright, now, are all the belt and straps accounted for? Yes, I think so. The mixes have dried too, which is great. So I will now take Leadbelcher again and paint up the spikes on his mace and the scale mail, which I mistook for some sort of gamson. Damn, from what I am saying, I really need to check out Steamforged. They seem to have quite the good range of miniatures. Hang on, Steamforge? Hang on. Oh, I gotta check that out later. I've got an email about one supplier in the UK asking to sponsor me and provide me with miniatures and discount codes for you guys. So I really gotta check who that was again. Because I'd definitely be inclined if it's this. But this seems to be a very, legitimate offer, and it's not a sponsorship that they would, pay me to feature them in one of my videos. But it's more of a sponsorship in the sense that they would provide me with a code to get miniatures from, Games Workshop and other brands that they supply people with. I think it was a 20% discount code, which, is nothing to fret over. And if it's legit, I would try it. Of course, I would try it first before, telling you guys the details about it. But if it is legit, it would be great. Yeah, definitely. I've actually had this offer in my mailbox for, I think, 3 months already, and I've never answered it because the first 3 lines of that email read like, the typical AI-generated scam discounts. So I've never read it further, but when I basically sorted out my emails a few days ago, I stumbled across this one and read it in its entirety, and that's when I found out, oh, these people actually have done their research. They've actually watched my videos and actually think that I could be, we could benefit from each other, like legitimately. So I will try to get back to them as soon as I can. But yeah, I was just surprised to see that somebody would want to partner up with a YouTube channel that's only got 1.7 subscribers. But I'm glad for every single one of you. Legitimately. I'm quite sad actually that I don't get the notifications anymore for who subscribes to me, like each individual one of you. I get the odd notifications, but now it's already gotten to the point where I don't get updates unless I get like 10 subscribers more to the value before that. So I was actually surprised at how quickly that went. And thank you so much. And thank you so much for everyone watching. I'm really glad to have you all here. I hope you're enjoying what you see. Even though it's not a lot that you see. I'm sorry about that. I thought it would run a little bit better. Very reminiscent of my first streams. So, and now as the wood of the maces has finally dried, I'm taking out some lead belcher to pick out the metallic spikes. Just as dark as the ones before. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Ian. And I hope the other people are as well. You know, the whole concept behind these streams is to provide a chill and relaxed atmosphere and just, you know, just some random guy mumbling in the background for you to listen to when you know, do some menial tasks. I think, I don't know, I've forgotten his name. I don't know who it was who watched my first stream, and he said that he was washing the dishes when he did. So yeah, definitely good for these occasions as well as painting. And yeah, I hope that I'm achieving what I do. Out of interest, did you read my Discord tag? I'm always happy to share my stuff with people who are better than me in painting. I mean, I haven't seen your stuff, so I won't say that stuff. Even the Inquisition can learn. Even the Inquisition can learn. Oh wow, you're a bold one to admit that. No, I haven't read your Discord tag. Do you have it in the description of your channel? I'm thinking about opening a Discord server for the people in this community as well, so everyone can... did you read my... No. So you don't have it in the description of your channel. Well, then... Well, I think the easiest way, do you have like an Instagram account or something along these lines? Because you can find me on Instagram on the @brinkofart, you know, with dots, so brink.off.art. And you can contact me there as well. I know Ian did a few days ago. And I'm sorry that I can't reply to, you know, his messages as quickly and frequently as I'd like, because I don't have that much time currently to take care of that channel as I would. Nice guy, #6830. Alright, you know, I'm going to copy this, and if you want you can, so I have it for myself, and if you want you can take this down, or in case you don't want anyone who watches this to message you on Discord. Hang on. Google Docs. Sorry for the delay. Unknown document. Bingo. Okay, now I've got your tag. Okay. Been thinking about getting a miniature grip holder. Are they any good? Yes, they are. For the longest time I thought that, you know, these things are kind of pointless and pretty pretentious. But especially, you know, I can't paint without them, because otherwise you guys couldn't see the miniatures I'm holding. Because my, you know, fingers would have obstruct everything. And I really quickly got used to them, and they are very handy in my mind. So yeah, they're definitely worth the investment. There are quite a lot on the market, and this one is the GW one. So I don't know if there are others that might be cheaper and maybe even better design than this one. This is already very good. I'm not sponsored by GW to tell you this, so this is my honest opinion. But yeah, I've got both. I've got this one and, you know, the bigger one for miniatures like the Vargskaya or Radukar the Beast. And both are very good. They might not be that good like for kit bashing, when you have to apply pressure to the model. Like it would flip out, you know, quite easily. But yeah. For painting they're very well suited. I can also paint a server if you need. Oh, thank you very much. I might come back to that. But that's something for the future. I'm using corks and paintpots. I mean, hey, that works as well. Doesn't Midwinter Mini do it the same way? I don't know what he's up to these days. I've actually got into contact with him a few days ago. A very one-sided contact, as he hasn't replied yet. So either he's very busy and just not interested, which, you know, both is, of course, understandable to me. As I do have a project which I would like to share with a fellow YouTuber. And unfortunately, Alice from Ataraxia Painting is currently too busy as well to tag alongside me. So, looking for fellow miniature painting YouTubers to collab. There's one more on my list that I haven't tried yet, but Heinrich maybe knows who I'm talking about. But he would... I don't mean this like in a bad way, but he would be somewhat of my last resort to turn to, as I do have trash talked his methods quite a bit. Not online, but, you know, in private. He inspired me to do better, out of spite. Which, you know, is a great reason to be better. So, the spikes are coming along nicely. They are a little bit more finicky than I thought. Quite hard to reach the ones behind his head. But it does. We do make progress here. At the end of the stream, I will also make a quick video or some quick photos with my camera of the miniatures and include them and show them on stream so you guys know what we achieved during this session. And after that, I will probably just paint them off camera. Probably, depending on, you know, how much you guys would like to see them continued on camera, and maybe then a bit better visible. But let's be honest, I don't think these minis are that important to the consistency? No, to the essence of the stream, yeah. But really, we've had an amazing turnout so far. I'm really glad for everyone who showed up, even just for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes. And of course, I'm really glad for and thankful for all the people that, you know, watched this to the end or will watch this as a VOD, as it really helps me out a lot. I'm actually very close to becoming a YouTube partnered content creator, and I only need the last hours of watch time. I would have already, should already be a partnered content creator with YouTube, but they don't count the watch time generated from shorts, which I can understand, but definitely was a jab in the side when I found out. Ian Richardson asks, have you got to base them all as well? Yes, I do. So far, the commissioner was very content with me just giving them the same treatment as the Curse City miniatures. So just some Sterling mud, some, you know, bricks, like I did with the Curse City. But yeah, crikey, indeed. But maybe for this very expansion packs, he might like some snow, which I am definitely willing to try out. I've never done this before, and I would definitely like to expand my knowledge in basing stuff. But so far, I don't know. I don't know what he wants. We haven't talked. We have talked because he's already sent me more miniatures, but we couldn't agree on the price right now. which I always feel quite arrogant of talking about. Alright, the polar bears, the frost bears are coming along quite nicely. I will refrain from painting their loincloth, as I don't know what my commissioner would like there. I think that's also metal. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take the lead belcher one more time to finish the pommels at the end of the mace. And then I will take some, I think corn red will fit quite well for the leather grip of the mace, as that's how it's shown in the artwork regarding the Hero Quest Frostbear. And then, if Theinrich is up for it, and if you guys would like to, I'd really like to check out the Warhammer previews. I haven't had a look at them, I don't know what's been announced, and I think it's always quite fun when Theinrich and I talk about the previews. And especially with you guys, when you know, we can have your live reactions and commentary as well. I hope this won't ruin the experience for the people watching this as a VOD. And if it does, I will cut it out and release it as a a different long form video. But I'd really like to do this. The Inquisitor says, the base is the best part of the mini in my book. It can be pretty similar, but also gives the mini a great amount of personality. Yes, definitely. I really love how they do it with the Age of Sigmar miniatures. Like, these miniatures are already oftentimes, you know, set up to be a diorama, and I really love what they do there. The bases for, you know, 40k and so on are usually really colorless, and, you know, especially, I don't know how well you can see this with the polar bear, the base is just flat plastic. But, you know, that gives the person buying it all the creativity in the world to do what they want with it. Yeah, so Iron agrees, alright. I think the code I've applied might be too thick. No. Okay, my voice is definitely becoming rougher as we speak, so it'll only be, I think, around 7:30 I will contact Theinrich if he'd like to chat about the Warhammer previews to try and lighten the load a bit. Sometimes I prefer pre-rendered bases. Crimson Court minis were perfect. The Crimson Court minis, so the newly released vampires, right? I'm yet to have a better look at them. I think these are the very miniatures that are included in the Cursed City expansion pack in Nemesis. I haven't had a look at those yet, and it seems to me that they are also quite difficult to come by. At least the expansion packs including the miniatures. So, if I ever would like to make a video on these guys, and if you guys ever wish to see a video about these guys, I definitely have to get them separately, which, you know, is fine. But, correct, they are awesome. Yeah, they are. I remember when they came out, they looked really good. I always love myself a good vampire. Okay, so the metal spikes are done. And now I will take some Word Bearer's Red and paint up the leather grips of the maces. Word Bearer's Red is a color that I really don't use often. A lot of the times I use Corn Red because it's just, you know, a bit more vibrant, a bit more saturated. But there are occasions like this one when I really need a red with a bit more brown tint to it. And that's where Word Bearer's Red comes in clutch. And I'm really just sounding like I've smoked like a pack of cigarettes a day. Hang on. Gotta drink something. Custody expansions don't have miniatures in them. Shame. You have to buy them separately. Oh, is that so? I thought there was an expansion pack already including the miniatures, but that might have been just a supplier pre-packaging them. That really is a shame. Ah, yeah, that helps, I think. Pre-rendered bases are great for character minis. I personally love the base of the Demonic Primarch, yeah. Or the standard SM color testing mini. SM? Space Marine? Oh yeah. I think I know which miniatures that you're talking about. Yeah, they've got great miniatures. And as I said, the Age of Sigmar miniatures always have great bases. Miniatures like, you know, Radical the Beast is my personal experience. Altharion had a really great base. Who do I also know? A lot of, you know, great character models. You know, Tiglis and his accompanying beasts have a great base. I know it's not a beast, it's actually a godlike entity, and I'm yet to remember the name. Who has a great base too in Age of Sigmar. The guy of the... I always say fantasy Necrons. I think you know who I mean. The king of the successors to the Tomb Kings, which have really, you know, all have Chad faces. Just bought some tokens and cards. Okay. Custody expansions for Radica the Beast does not contain the figure. Yeah. Alright. That's fair enough, I guess. Sometimes Games Workshop policies just confuse me. Alright. Painting up some great maces. The longer I paint these guys, the more I'm coming to the conclusion that I might have to pick out each hair with a small brush individually to give it its original texture. I don't think I'll be able to get away with just the Apothecary White. At least not if I want to really make it count. Someone tries to frantically reach me via WhatsApp, I have to... Ah. It's my mom! I have to answer her quickly, sorry. Getting very professional, I know. Ship-do-do, ship-do-do. Hang on. I'm writing you later. I'm currently streaming. Okay, sorry for the pause there. It's nothing urgent, so I can. So I think it's alright if I don't get back to her right now. Say hi to your mum. Yeah, okay. I'll do when she writes back. What brush sizes do you use the most? Great question, because I actually have a Citadel paintbrush right here. The S size, the S layer, so S stands for small, I imagine. And I also use that's a Vallejo brush. So Vallejo size 2 is also great for me. That's a medium size brush from Citadel. I think so. Size 2 from Vallejo, size S in the layer category of Citadel's brushes. That's a detailed brush, so you know the older generation of brushes which had like the colored ends. I don't know what that is. I think it would be still a detail brush, but I don't know which size in the new ranking. And the Psycho from Army Painter. So you can't see the tip on camera. I think you can just make it out. It's really small and finicky. Great for painting, small details and eyes and something like that. I'm so glad my store changes the music, changes the music from time to time. It's extremely weird to hear happy music while talking about skulls and stuff. That about GW politics. Yeah. Unfortunately, the store that I used to buy miniatures, when I went in the first time, they had like epic Lord of the Rings music playing. And I was like, hell yeah, that's where I belong. And then when I went back, every time I walked back, they've never played music again. I don't know if they got into trouble or what. I did not know Vallejo did brushes. Any Redgrass Games brushes? Any Redgrass Games brushes? No, I don't know that supply. I have like random assessment. I have some brushes that I got like from an art store as well, an arts and crafts supply store. And I mostly use Citadel brushes, not because they're very good, but mostly because they are just very convenient for me to buy. And but yeah, Vallejo does have some brushes, and I'm really pleased with them. They're very good. Yeah. But that being said, I don't use that many Vallejo brushes. But I have the same size from Citadel as well, and that one clogged up with paint very quickly. So I think that's something that the Vallejo brush might do better. I don't know how. Maybe it's also because I might have been treating them differently. I don't know. Hard to say. Need to do more investigating there. They probably are. W streams the music and checks if the shop runs them. Ah, alright. Well, that would be an explanation. Didn't know that. Interesting. I thought the shop could just choose what they play. Yeah, but no, that makes sense with GEMA and everything. Stupid ass organization. Alright. We are pretty much done with the base colors for the Frostbear. I think I'm letting him rest for now. No. I'm not letting him rest. Never! I'm going to take nylon oil and give them a quick wash. Trying to avoid the fur and sticking to mostly the armor and the mace to, get in some shadows. And on that topic, I don't know if you've noticed, but question, did they change the recipe for nylon oil? I think it's a lot less effective now. Like, I've bought this one for the City miniatures because I didn't want to use my old nylon oil, as that has been tainted with other paints to quite the harsh degree. But I think this old nylon oil performs a lot better than the newly bought one. Or is it just me? Am I weird? Have I got like a bad batch of some sorts? Or did you notice anything as well? How do you clean your brush after use? I basically clean it constantly. Like, I do like only a little bit of paint, then apply the paint as best as I can, and then before taking some more paint on the brush, I usually clean it out immediately, wipe it on the paper, and then apply new paint, so it's always getting cleaned. And after I'm done, like after a session, when I think the brush has been through a lot, especially when I have used washes and stuff ran down the ferrule, that's like this thing here, I just take them to the nearest sink and rinse them out there. So trying to get every paint out without destroying the brush. in the process. So, but now, wash on the torso. I'm trying to hold it like in a way that you guys can see something. So yes, they did, huh? Inquisitor says yes. Richard Iron says yes. Unlike olds already. Yeah, says yes. They changed the recipe. Yeah. There was, yeah, I guess so. Why would they do this? I think the goal was to make it less staining, because I know a lot of professional painters didn't want to use null oil because it stained the colors so much. But I actually never knew what they were talking about, as I thought that was the whole point of null oil, so I didn't get their winding. And the fact that they've changed it now is just so annoying. The new null oil sucks, I must say it. Damn, this is the first, aggravated response and quote from me during a stream. Damn, do I hate it. It's a rubbish. It's literally useless. It didn't get anything done. When I was done shading the miniatures with the new null oil, I really had to apply a second layer just to see a difference to their base colors. I was really, very annoyed because, everyone who is trying to, or will try to paint their miniatures after my tutorial, will have the same problem as well. Because my tutorials all base themselves on a very heavy wash, which I think will not be, possible with the new recipe. I'm really so annoying. I hope they're going to change it up to, how it was before. Maybe it's a supply issue, maybe it's, a scheme for them because everyone has to use 2 layers now, so they're going to use it up more quickly. I don't know. I trust them. I really trust them to do only the worst for the customers. Inquisitor, yeah, and owls. I have the old Citadel inks and wash set, but not sure how to use it. From the 90s. Oh damn. Wow. Yeah. Sorry, I have no clue either. I think I think what I'll do is try and mix up some alternative and then make a video about it. If I get it right on how to do this yourself, because this is just ridiculous. The new wash really sucks. They said it's now like a filter. It's more for pin wash. But why? The old null oil was great. Null oil and Agrux Earthshade are holy entities in terms of paints that should not have been touched. Inquisitor, that's your... I'm tasking you with expunging the heresy of Games Workshop now. I'm just talking nonsense now, but you know what I want to say now. The new set is not good. I don't know why they do it this way. The explanation was to make it more likely to fill lower areas. I mean, yeah, they succeeded in that. The only problem is that it makes no difference. So, it runs through in the recesses more, better than before, and I get that. So they're basically trying to make it more like a contrast paint. No. Okay, that was wrong. Just disregard that. But it just doesn't work. It just doesn't make a difference. It gets in the recesses, it stays there, it dries, and then you don't see a difference. Nice, awesome, great job, Games Workshop. Alright, the wash on the first, the good wash on the first Frostbear has been applied. Sell them to the hardcore fanboys for many hundreds of dollars. Yeah, might work. I don't know. Maybe I can get myself some acrylic inks, from the average arts and crafts department and just mix those up with thinning mediums and slow drying mediums and try to get as close to the original Nile as possible. Because, as I said, this is ridiculous. This doesn't help at all. And what if you want to shade, you know, big armor panels, just as I'm doing now? The old Nile is, you know, the base Nile does it without any questions. No problem. And the new Nile says, oh, my bad, please... please watch me disappear into the meaningless recesses, as you will have no result upon your flat areas at all. Maybe I should give them a try and let you all know how I get on. Yeah. Maybe you'll find a tutorial on YouTube if you're really unsure how to use them. I think Midwinter Minis also oftentimes uses the older paints, so maybe he'll have a video showcasing how he uses them, you know, if you're unsure. Or just, you know, have a go yourself. Just try them out. Okay, now, as the wash is almost complete, I think we're almost ready to head to the Warhammer preview. Currently thinking about what music I'll have in the background. Maybe I should give them a try. Yeah. I'll have to kit bash something and try it out. Yeah, do that. That sounds good. You know, a fun little experiment on the side. Yeah. Alright, now, as the washes are already almost done, I'm preparing myself to have a look at the Warhammer previews, which came out this weekend. I would have loved to stream those, but as I might have mentioned already, I was back at my family's place over the weekend. So I didn't have the chance to record any videos or stream anything. Alright, so the true frost bears are fully based and painted. Not based, but I mean they are based, but they're not base colored, so that's what I mean. Washing out the brush. I'm not gonna lick it. And then I'll notify Heinrich if he has time. Oh. I'm also still in my Discord chat, thanks to my friends being smarter than me and not disrupting me during the stream. Alright, it's a bit difficult. Okay. You got time for the preview? Please, pretty please. So, it's the wrong button. Learning a lot today. Well, great to see that. My shop sells the old paints under the hand. Alright, that makes me quite happy. Or someone is there to change them. Nice. That's good to hear. Sounds like a great shop. Okay, Iron Richardson says, I will leave you to it. See you soon. Until next time. Been a pleasure to see you and spend time with you. Take care, my friend, and bye everyone. Nice. Well then, I wish you a very nice evening. Or night, as it's approaching. And yeah, again, thank you so much for joining this stream and taking such an active part in the chat. Thank you so much for joining, and have a nice evening. And to the others, I'm not saying that I'm, you know, ending the stream right now. I'm just wishing Iron the best on his ways. But I'm currently waiting for what Heinrich has to say. And if you would like to discuss the new Warhammer previews with me. Oh, he's already there. Alright. So, hang on. If he's already there. Sorry for the bad visuals. So let's turn this down a bit. Hello! Greetings.
Hi.
Ah, hi. So, how are you doing?
I'm currently trying to see how I'm sounding on stream, and I'm way too quiet, so that's not really working.
Oh, sorry. So, should I increase your volume on my end? You're not on 200%, so 150 maybe? Heinrich is very considerate, thankfully. He's got a very loud...
I think it works now. It works now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I was just talking about how considerate you are to, put on your blanket.
Okay, time to mute the stream, otherwise I'll be very confused.
Yeah. Again, I was just talking about how we are very considerate in putting a blanket over your head every time we meet on Discord.
I actually do not have a blanket this time. I have a very, very professional camera setup right now. I can send you a photo. I'm not sure if you can show it.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to open a different tab. Get it on here, trying to be a responsible streamer and not show my entire search history. Yes, it worked! Haha! I'm not an idiot, let's go! At least not as much. So, trying to set up a proper face cam here. Hello! Now you can see the true beauty of art. Fixing the light. I'm sorry for my messy background. While I was away, I put a lot of stuff that was in front of my house inside. So, I'm sitting this how I normally sit, so it needs to be a little more over here.
Alright, I'm still trying to set some things up.
Yeah. Me as well. Alright. Hi guys. Alright.
Mostly I have to shove things around on my table. My table's a mess.
Yeah, same. Thankfully, I have all my paints on the cardboard tray, so it's quite easy for me to just shove them around without making too much of a mess.
Also, there's only 2 people like that anyway, so it's not like there's any high stakes.
What do you mean only 2 people? Those are my
Yeah, I'm one of them, I think are you watching your own stream?
No.
It's you're alone.
No. Oh. Okay, that
Wouldn't be a bummer.
Yeah. Now we can see the heretical guy. No, I think Inquisitor is still here. Hi.
What do you mean the heretical guy? What does he mean by that?
He means Inquisitor just recently joined the channel after watching my corruption video where I, made the Plague Marine. And his name is literally the Inquisitor, so he's watching my every move now after this heresy.
But is he talking about you or is he talking about me?
He's talking about me, because if he would see you, he would have, he would be more able than me, because I don't see you. So how?
Yeah.
How would you do it?
Watching me right now as we speak through the window.
Yeah.
Despite the closed curtains.
Do you want to see some real heresy? Yeah, there's a boxmark I just painted. Oh. Sorry.
Bad. I broke something, I think. Oh.
I'm getting too comfortable.
Alright. This keeps getting better and better. Alright, I think I'm ready now.
Your sound quality greatly decreased. What's happened?
Really, it's worse now.
Yeah? A bit.
Okay.
Maybe I just need to make you a little bit...
No. This is better now again. Did it increase again?
Yeah,
or...
it's better. It's better.
Okay, then it's all about the positioning of the microphone.
All right, hang on. I will need to. Don't mind this. I will make you a little bit quieter. Get my microphone back in front of me. So now you guys should be able to hear me better as well. And then I think I will change the music as well to something that is a lot better suited for such a discussion.
How has the first stream been going anyways? I mean, I watched it for a bit, and the camera quality wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
But otherwise, sound was good.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, we've had a great stream so far. So a lot of people showed up. They were very active in the chat. And I'm really pleased with the outcome so far. Though most of the people have left right now. So I think it's just you and Inquisitor right now. Oh, someone just joined. Anyways, let's not keep the audience waiting for too long. And head over to the Games Workshop homepage to have a look.
Inquisitor is still here.
Games Workshop.
I haven't seen any of the releases. No, I have seen like 2 of them due to spoilers. That being said, the vast majority is still a mystery to me.
Just currently trying to hope that's bad.
Your side is still in German. It's fit.
Oh yeah, it is. Hang on. I can change that quickly. I've also doxed my most recent. Okay, now it's in English. Let's go. Good. So Warhammer community, let's go. Pre-order now? No, never. Saturday pre-orders? No. Cadian kit bashes? No. How dare you? View all. Where can we watch every preview?
For me, it was just at the homepage, at the very top, to the right.
Oh?
Yeah.
Hang on, am I being an idiot? To the very right. Yeah, Warhammer community, no?
Yeah, Warhammer community.
Yeah, that's where it just was. Yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to filter out every news that's not about.
Yeah,
the preview.
to the right. Very to the right. You're right there.
What do you mean?
Very top, at the very top.
Oh, Warhammer preview. Okay, bingo.
All right.
Good. Nee, that's a twist. Nee. All right. Anyways. Good. So, just from top to bottom then, I guess?
Yes, hold on. First up, I've seen this one actually before in memes, simply because this is apparently really stupid.
So, the Strike Force Augustus, do you mean this?
Strike Force Augustus, aka the Orc Space Marines, from what I've heard.
Okay, then let's... Oh yeah, I've sent you the meme, didn't I?
Yeah.
Nice. Strike Force Augustus is a ceramite fist, ready to pulverize whichever foes they are thrown against. This box set consists of 2 new heavily armed Space Marine kits that can be used by any chapter, round out with a new customizable lieutenant. Nice, we don't have enough of these already. And 5 heavy intercessors. Let's fucking go. What do you think?
I've heard they are literally shooting super missiles. So they renamed those.
Super missiles.
Or super frag missiles or something. So this is the current state of Warhammer power creep, I presume.
Yeah.
We just take all miniatures and add the word super and give them 3 more wounds.
Oh god, please don't.
I don't know, I do think the memes are correct in that these look extremely silly. Their guns are really weird and look tagged together.
The meme in question, for everyone currently watching the stream, at least the meme that I've sent Heinrich about this, was this one. So, you know, as you can see, first reaction. I thought, the Space Marines up top were part of the meme, like a silly kid bash, because I couldn't believe what I was looking at. So, yeah. That's great. So, let's have a closer look. The miniatures themselves, starting with not the Dreadnought, but the new Primaris Arsenal.
The weapons are bigger than they are.
They are.
At least they're bigger than I am.
What is all this? What am I looking at? So this guy in front has a rocket launcher, and under that a smaller secondary rocket launcher with 6 smaller rockets. Am I seeing this correctly?
A minigun or something.
But it has rockets. Doesn't it have rockets? Like in the top? Up top?
Maybe, yeah. Man, I do not want to play against this on the tabletop. This already... I don't even know the rules for this, and this already looks terrible to play against.
If JD puts out these guys on the table, I'm done. I'm quitting.
They probably like shoot 5d6 hits per model or something.
Bruh.
They're going to be absolutely ridiculous.
All
the
the
second
people
page has another like quadruple rocket launcher dude.
So the Inquisitor already called them the Compensator Squad. And yeah, that's a great name. My god. What is this? What am I looking at?
The guns are just so big. They are ridiculously large. And
So-
really, I think the biggest problem is they do look tacked together. Also, can you go one model to the left?
To the left, yeah. Also
The
here.
sergeant, I think. Or,
Ooh.
no. Why does he also carry a pistol? You
Can't-
have the biggest weapon known to mankind in your hand. In your right hand. It is apparently a one-handed weapon. Nope, better use pistol.
Yeah.
Are they that dangerous? Are they like... You know what this reminds me of? This is a Skaven weapon.
This is a Skaven weapon or an Orc weapon. Like, I totally get what people would call this the Orc Marines, because this is ridiculous. What are they doing? What is Call doing? Like, this is the reason why innovation is prohibited in the Imperium, because shit like this comes out.
Also, it's just more Space Marines again.
Yeah.
Like, at least they're not boring this time. They're just weird. But what's your opinion?
Yeah, this is exactly my opinion. Oh yeah, Unlucky Olds suggests that the sergeant just wants you to get into close combat and doesn't want to nuke himself
But
while he is.
wouldn't he have a sword then? Or like a fist?
Yeah, but a fist maybe, but
These
for
are
your left
apparently-
hand. So let's
Oh,
go
well.
through them. So they either get like 1 big launcher, 2 medium-sized launchers, or 4 slightly smaller launchers. On all sides, yeah.
Is there a difference between the square launchers versus the like roulette, not roulette, what are they called? Barrel launchers?
Yeah, I think the square launcher is just big. I don't think it makes a difference in terms of rules.
Who do you think can deal more damage in a round? Death Strike missiles or 5 of these?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I've never fired a Death Strike missile so far, so I don't know exactly. I've taken the Manticore with me, which already... Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I need a fucking, self-propelled artillery Lafette to probably deal half as much damage as these guys. What is this?
Alright.
Good point.
Once again, I have to point out a positive of these guys though is they're at least not boring. Space Marines often are, in my opinion, very boring design-wise. Games Workshop likes to play it safe. I can't say the same for the Dreadnought though. The Dreadnought looks like the most generic Dreadnought I've seen.
So you mean the model up top, this one here?
Up top, yeah.
I mean, he's got, some nice claws. But is he
He
more
looks like
heavily...
he's-
Is he more heavily armed than the others?
I don't know.
What do you mean, Desolation Squad? So this is their official name, Desolation Squad for these guys. Like, I know where they'd be called this.
Oh no,
But
they are indirect fire?
what?
They are mortars?
Uh, saw a picture too.
Well, everything the guard can do, but Space Marines do better. Well,
The Inquisitor already says the balance must be pain with these guys. Yeah.
the game balance or like the body balance?
Good question. Yeah, I think he means the miniature balance. You know, it's like your one orc who is
Yeah.
all plastic, but his horn is tin, so he falls over all the time. Yeah. And Unlucky Olds already says that he saw a picture where they painted the weapons like splash guns.
Oh, the Nerf Marine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that one as well.
Nice.
I saw like 3 memes about the new reveals, and they're all about these guys because these guys are just funny. They're jokes.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
This is a joke. I'm actually I mean, I don't want to get, too harsh of a reaction to this, but it looks like, oh yeah, the Astra Militarum needs a whole ass self-propelled artillery piece to compensate for what these guys are bringing in their right hand. But anyways, okay, this is the Desolation Squad. The Dreadnought, as you've already said, looks quite generic. I like actually the claw arms. I think these look menacing. They really remind me of the Dawn of War trailer. And oh god, every time I look at this model, I see a new weapon. The gun up top, the bolters in front, or plasma guns or whatever.
I'll be
2
honest,
more bolters on the side.
I didn't pay much attention to it, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 barrels, I think.
8? I see 6. I mean, okay, 8 when you use the flamethrower.
Okay, I was looking at these weird rockets he has in his arms, but I don't think he can actually fire them. I think
Okay.
they're just decoration.
Yeah. But, oh god, yeah.
Those
So
6 guns for a melee model.
6 guns, and it's probably a very melee-focused
Yeah.
model. It's like the Repulsor, Oh, it's a troop carrier, and it packs as much punch as your whole Astra Militarum army. Nice. I know, like, every time JD brought a Repulsor to the table, and I had a Baneblade, it really was just like, okay, who shoots first? Because the Repulsor would most likely damage, at least, bracket my Baneblade, but my Baneblade had the capability to one-shot his Repulsor.
How many points does a repulsor cost?
I don't know.
Alright.
Bruh.
Let's just move on. This is getting annoying.
Okay, a new Primaris Lieutenant. He looks alright.
Normal.
And that's for the first preview.
Alright.
So, Wrath of the Soulforge King. Vashta the Arcaphane.
Hold on, I did something wrong. I accidentally closed the tab, and I'm back.
That's
Wrath of
okay.
the Soulforge King.
So, this is the army set, which you may buy. So, this is the new starter set, I imagine?
No, I don't think so. They didn't advertise it as in any way as a new set. Also, those models are not new. They're all already announced models.
Yeah, this is what I mean. When you look, it's like, it got its own box.
Yeah, but this is like Arcs of Omen.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, it exactly is, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
That being said, Venom Crawler is cool. The new cultists. Are they called Obliterators or Mutilators? I'm not sure anymore.
I
And
don't know.
Vashtor.
Vashtor is cool in of himself. And
Vashtor has a really cool model, yes.
I mean, I wanted to play. I am interested in seeing what this will cost. Do they mention the cost of this set anywhere?
See? I don't really see it yet. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be 180.
Ah! Inquisitor says to the Dreadnought from earlier, anyone remember the meme where someone kit bashed a knight in a Dreadnought and put a Lehman Russ gun on top? That was the blueprint for the for the new Dreadnought.
That sounds horrendous. I don't know what he's talking about, but I don't want to know.
The price will be interesting. The race from the Slaves to Darkness was crazy. Yeah. I think this will cost like around. What do you think?
it has Vashtor, it
Yeah.
has Azrael, and it has a bunch of Chaos models, so I'm actually going with 180. Let me think. Vashtor is going to cost like...
$100 safe.
I think 80.
80?
Yeah, I'm going with 80.
Okay.
The Venom Crawler is 40, Cultists are 40, the Obliterators are like 40. The Dark Angels are probably also going to be 100 in total, so...
Yeah, I see two
that's what I'm
squads.
going with.
Do I see two squads or is this one squad? Okay, so one squad of normal Marines. Yeah, one squad of normal Marines and 5 Terminators with Azrael. I say 200 and around 200, between 225 and 250 euros. I mean, the new...
In that case, 180 would be very generous, actually.
Yeah, that's why I was actually a bit surprised, because the Horus Heresy set, the new one, which started at around like 180, is now at around 150 or 225, I think, to be exact. So that's something to consider. That rise was quite crazy. I'm really mad for not joining in when it was still so cheap.
It's just more Space Marine, isn't it?
It would have been nice to paint.
All right.
So
this is an okay release, but personally, it doesn't release anything. It doesn't really reveal anything new. It's just you can buy these models in this box.
Yeah.
But I like the box art. The box art looks cool.
Yeah, I like the box art, and I personally also like the fact that you can like get all the new models in like one set. Not like I'm still mad about Dark Omen, where they put like the new Elder models with like the old Chaos Marines. Not the old Chaos Marines, but oh yeah, how do we up the price? Just mash a Forge Fiend in there. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Alright, next one. Gnarlwood.
Give
The
me a
new
second.
Dark Elves. Yes, I'm gonna give you a second.
Ooh, we're reaching fantasy territory. This is good.
The drop off in viewership once I got to fantasy is crazy. Alright, we're reaching the fantasy jam. So, new Dark Elves. Daughters of Cain.
Yes.
Looks solid. Interesting paint job. I don't think I've seen this. Don't know. Something is different with this paint job.
Really? It's
I think so.
Maybe it's a bit saturated. The clothes.
Maybe that. I'm especially looking at the eyes. Maybe someone really tried to. I mean, that they painted the eyes behind the mask is insane. So.
In my opinion, the clothes are very bright for Dark Elves. Like if you look at their if you look at the whip model, the pants are like the color I expect Dark Elves to have, and then they have like these red straps which are bright red. I
think that's quite usual for what's it called, Age of Sigma. So I think that's alright. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a new solid team.
Did we already have like new normal Dark Elves like these in Age of Sigma, or were they all old Dark Elves and Snake Woman?
Just old Dark Elves and Snake Women. Yep. Do these fall into the same category? Hang on. Okay, don't know. Technically, it's the kill team, so...
They are under...
Yeah. I'm...
right?
Had a brain cure. It's the new edition, so Underworlds and then Gnarlwood. Yes. Or Gnarlwood.
Come to think of it, their masks look exactly like Malekith's mask in Total War.
Yeah. Quite a lot.
That's probably intentional. I quite like that, actually.
Yeah. They look good.
Doesn't make me hope for actual like Malekith or Malarion in Age of Sigma though.
That would be nice, yeah. I'm still hoping for a proper Tyrion model for the Lumineth.
I forgot they don't have it already.
Yeah. Right now. Alright, so solid release, but I personally can't get excited over this as I don't play Gnarlwood or Dark Elves.
Same. They're good models, but they're like Dark Elves. I don't really care that much about elves.
And, they're solid, very solid Dark Elves, but also, at the same time, nothing too crazy, so, you know, it's nice.
I do like the net one of them has. That's like my favorite of these, but, they're pretty normal.
Yeah.
But that being said, now we reach the part I'm really excited about.
Yes!
This is gonna be my personal highlight. A new slan spawns alongside fresh Seraphon.
Let's fucking go! The
Woo!
Star Master!
Oh no, I already have a complaint.
You already have a complaint.
I have one complaint.
We've seen this boy for 5 seconds, but go on.
Okay, positives. The base is amazing. Also, the new slan is... I can't believe I actually managed to upgrade the slan look, because this definitely looks better than the old one.
Yep. It actually looks fatter than usual.
No, that's not a bird. That's like a flying snake at the base. That one's very cool.
It's
they
like
are going... Dang.
It's like a small, what are these? You're the Lizardman player. These things in Total War. These...
What?
Yeah, I think. So maybe it's a baby one of those.
They really started going all out on the slan basis. I had... My first complaint was actually going to be... This looks fragile, as very, very fragile. Like, the entire thing rests on 2 vines, or 3 maybe.
Okay.
My other complaint is actually like... So the way I see slan is that slan are very lazy and barely ever move. Slan are the kind of creatures that move an eyeball, are like, meh, today I'm going to destroy an entire continent and shift it to an interdimensional plane, and then they just do it without moving a muscle. Because they're just that fat, you know? They all have their own skink retainers so they can be fat, because they are too lazy to move on their own. That's how I interpreted them, at least always.
Yeah.
So seeing this guy, like, holding up a staff like that, dang. I expect him to do something really intense.
Oh, you're right, yeah. Never thought of this. I don't know the lore behind these land as much as well as you do. But yeah, that the fact that he actually... Yeah, even the second one. Even the second one holds, like, in his left hand a stone skull. And his right hand is, you know, gesturing away.
They are very energetic. That's like...
Yeah, this is the most...
Apart from that, though, I really like everything about this. This is really cool. I see the second one, and I like him even more than the first one, actually. Do I have to get a second man?
I mean, it would be nice. Let's go then. Then you have one old tin model and one new.
Yeah, I have
model.
2 old tin models. One really old one of a small frogman holding up his staff, which that's what I always complained about, that he was holding up his staff like that.
Look at his throne. Look at his throne. The underside. Are those like crystals? You know, like anti-gravitational, like in 40K. So these are the things that keep the throne floating. That's what
Men in Age of Sigmar are kind of like aliens, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
The lore is that they went to space and then came back eventually. Maybe
This
that
looks...
is actually happening here.
You know, when you look at the... okay, I can't zoom in. But if you look at these things, they really look like alien technology. That's cool. Just not at that. I think the old throne is just a slab of stone floating, isn't it?
It kind of is, but it also already looked cool. I didn't think they could improve it like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at like Lord Croak's throne. How did they upgrade Lord Croak? They gave him the most intense flying assortment of flying bricks and stones that there is. Also, wow, everyone is gone.
Yeah, everyone is gone. That's fine, it's fine.
I scared everyone away. No, Inquisitor is still here, apparently. Huh. YouTube is giving fake numbers.
Where the demon jumped with the net in her hand.
I really like this land. They are really good.
Sorry, Inquisitor, I don't know what major you're talking about. I'm sorry. Maybe I will after the stream when I'm, you know, back fully in my mind. But I don't know already right now.
I also like how they have just bowls of food standing in front of them.
Oh yeah. You know, for a quick snack. Nice, let's go.
That's actually like...
Some tapas. They've got tapas.
That is actually, in Warhammer Fantasy, that is actually a rule they can have, I think. They can, like, for 5 points get that upgrade their spells or something.
I personally also really like the servants, you know, either the skink that just stands on the throne as some sort of protection, or the other skink that holds, like, the scroll, I think. So they really did a great job improving the slan. As you said, I've also thought he aged quite well, the old model, but this one was really good.
The longer I look at this, the more I like it.
Yeah.
This is great. Hold on. I'm gonna sort this into my tier list now because
Yep.
well, it's a bit too early to put it into the best one yet.
Craft world.
It's a good contender.
Wonder if the demon jumped. So, Inquisitor, I know which faction you're talking about, but I unfortunately don't know which model you're talking about. So Inquisitor's trying to make some connections between a model of the Craft World Elder and I think one of the older Dark Elder mages, but unfortunately I don't quite know what you're talking about right now.
What demon is he talking about?
I don't know. Sorry. You can. You know what? Because there are not so many. You can just write it out in German if English is like the barrier. The problem you're having right now. If you want, of course. You're already doing a lot more, effort than I probably would have put if a streamer was too dumb to get my assessment. Sorry. But yeah, definitely great model. Let's go on.
Okay. Skink Cavalry. This is a new one.
Yes, what are they called? Raptodon Hunters. Yes.
Raptodon Chargers. Interesting.
Yes. So it's a completely new dino.
That's a bit of a shame because whenever I look at Lizardmen, I hope that I can also use them in fantasy, of course, in Roman fantasy. And these are, I think, the first Lizardmen models that are Age of Sigma only.
What is up with their heads? Is it a mask or okay? They've got.
Oh.
I don't know what's happening there.
I know what you mean. I think that's just how they look.
Very interesting.
They're a bit creepy, aren't they?
They are creepy. Yeah, it looks like a skull put on a living. Like if you could see the skull behind.
Oh, I think skinks are often aquatic. They're like half fish, half people. So maybe these are like supposed to have kind of fish heads.
But don't they have also like feather-esque things? But they've got a fin at the end.
Yeah, they have a fin at the end. They have, I think those are fins they have. They're like fish dinosaurs.
So amphibious either way. And also,
because skinks are amphibious.
Look at the shields. The standard bearer. I'm just noticing it. This also looks like really alien aesthetic. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Lizardmen get an alien fight.
Yeah, they're reverting back to the old lore. That's interesting. Huh.
The black shield is very cool.
The black shield?
The one skink that has a black shield.
Ooh. Oh yeah. So you've basically got two versions, the melee version and the basically the Illyrian Reaver version.
Yeah, hold on, I haven't actually noticed which one's the melee version, which one's the javelin throwing version. They both look like they are melee folk. Oh no, never mind, you have to scroll further down for the melee version.
Alright. Oh, do I? Oh yeah, okay. Oh damn, these are some nice staffs.
Yep.
Damn. I'm wondering if they've got like energy blasts like the Rough Riders of 40k.
Oh, that would be like the witch elves on the horses, aren't? Wouldn't that be the best?
Yeah.
They definitely have something magic going on with them.
I like how they don't care for a saddle. They just stand on the back. They don't sit.
To be fair, they are dinosaurs. They have tails. Maybe they actually can sit down.
Ooh, yeah.
What do pterodons look like? Pterodon riders? I'm not sure anymore.
Okay, Inquisitor tells me about a Slaaneshi demon who throws a net. The net is fixed, but do you know what he's talking about?
I know which one he's talking about. But I can't think of a name either.
Alright. Well, thank you for all the effort you put in, but I personally don't know quite now what you're talking about. Feinrich gets it, but
I think it's a Age of Sigma model.
Yeah. Does he mean like one of the greater demons? You know what?
Huh?
I'm not going to disturb the flow of this.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the effort you put in to try and get me to get what you're saying. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry for not getting it.
Yes.
Anyways, so that's the new cavalry. It comes in 2 flavors, ranged and melee. And I wonder if it will be, you know, was that your Total War opinion or your tabletop opinion that Saurus cavalry sucked?
That's just kind of the meta opinion, but also I did think they didn't look that great. That being said, I'm probably a bit biased because I have so many of them. Yeah, only to find out, oh, by the way, gameplay-wise, they're way too expensive. They are very expensive, in my opinion, points-wise.
Okay.
I don't know how they are in Total War. I actually never finished a Lizardman campaign. I started like 3.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame.
I think same with me. I don't think I finished one either. I also started 3.
Lizardmen in Total War are super fun because you can build the Star Chambers and start out with like a level 30 Slan Priest whenever you recruit one. Which is incredible. Alright.
So the new Saurus warriors. Alright. Let's see how they changed.
They all look like... So these are all built like Kroggar.
These are all built like Kroggar, yeah.
These are Chad Saurus warriors. The old Saurus warriors are thin and spindly compared to these.
They're all very well defined as well. Like the chest plate is a lot, you know, they've actually tried to make it look smoother than these scales up top, which is a really nice... And they don't have loincloths, let's go.
They still have their clubs.
Yeah. Because that's
I really hope
design.
they still fit on the normal Warhammer Fantasy square bases and are not too big for that. I do not think you could actually like reasonably put these into a Warhammer Fantasy unit. That's my ooh.
I think you're right actually, because the Lumineth can't either.
Shame.
The Warhammer Fantasy models tend to be a little bit bigger.
But yeah, they made Star Wars warriors twice as bulky as they were before. Which is... Ooh.
And I mean, they do look great. I liked how the sergeant got like his mask. You know, his half mask.
Yeah.
Bronze, that's really cool.
They redesigned them a bit, in my opinion. Like, the weapons are the exact same. They still have the clubs.
Yeah.
But they completely ditched the shield design they used to have.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
the old Star Wars Warrior shield, where these red turtle shells.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember.
And I haven't seen a single red turtle shell so far. Which is...
They are very nice. Nicely
done.
I
Wonder.
Also, you know, some slight... Not that much in the shield, but the standard also has this alien-esque, you know, these Necron lines etched into it.
They definitely lean a bit into the Necron, into the space theming of Lizardmen, which is super cool.
Which is
Lizardmen are such a wacky, stupid faction, and I love it. What's the drumstick the drummer is using?
Yeah, right, no? I was just looking at him. I really like the drum. Like, that looks legit. That's nice.
He's like waving around a magic wand.
Yeah. Also, nice. Great work. Let's scroll a bit further down.
For Age of Sigma, this is great, but unfortunately, we haven't played a single match of Age of Sigma
so far.
So
I mean, I
need to use these guys. They're too big.
I mean, I need to get my Lumineth up to the task, and I so far have only Altharion and 10 Spearmen, so...
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the color concepts are quite nice.
Huh. We actually talked about this color concept, didn't we? When I said I want to paint like maybe frost-themed Saurus warriors, this was the idea.
This is very interesting to see. Yeah. So this is a version of how it could work, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Plus they bring up green Saurus warriors, which is referring to those terrible frog lizard men they used to have. But dang.
Interesting.
But yeah, we're really leaning into the weird mystical magic alien theming of Saurus warriors with a shield and now that color theming.
So the battle tome will come out around summer this year.
Right.
Interesting. Interesting. So, we need to get our hands on the start collecting set for the Lizardman, for the old one.
I personally would rather buy one for the skinks because I
Yeah,
already have so many Saurus warriors and so much Saurus cavalry.
I mean, as I said, I probably will buy the old one because I find it hilarious how they priced that one.
Yeah.
And more on that in a future video.
Maybe, I suppose.
Maybe, yeah. Alright. Ascetic soul-blight vampires and flesh-hound worshipping cultists have turned the Ravening Ruin into a bloodbath in the next Warcry box set.
Where did you read that?
In the preview for, before you click on the link, yeah.
Here's the thing with text. I thought the text would be above the picture.
Yeah, same.
So I only read something like preparing to bring a fight to chaos, which doesn't make much sense for these models because these look very chaotic.
These look also very. They also look very different to Warhammer in general, in my opinion. As far as I can see here.
Oh,
okay,
that
now
box art is very different.
Yeah.
The artwork on the box, I really like it. It's not like other. It's pretty unusual for box art, in my opinion, for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. It is kind of going back to, a little bit to the box art how they used to be. It remembers. Oh, Coke Glass is here. Hi.
It's definitely less realistic than it used to be.
Yeah, it's a bit more cartoony. It looks a bit like a, classic RPG pen and paper box art, like Pathfinder.
It's not a David Gallagher, but
no.
I like this.
Yeah, interesting, refreshing.
As for the models, though.
Let's fucking go. Look at these.
Oh yeah, these are vampires, alright.
This is a nice. So these are leaning more into the Asian, concept.
Are they?
Well, yeah, with the shoulder pads. I think personally. I look mainly at the shoulder pads and the string belts, the kimono, Akido, kind of that.
No, you're totally right. These are a bit more Asian compared to the Romanian vampires we had so far.
So Coke Glass says that these miniatures look more brutal than the average Age of Sigmar models, and I think this. Oh wow! On the next slide, damn! Oh shit!
The dude with a bat on his shoulder.
Whoa! Yeah. He looks great, holy shit. These looks like Dark Souls miniatures.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, like, that's it. That's what I was trying to think about.
Yeah.
These are totally Dark Souls characters.
Like Dark Souls, not quite Bloodborne, but yeah. Damn.
Also the color scheme actually kind of reminds me of like Elden Ring, but I'm not sure. I didn't...
Yeah, definitely. I like the orange very much.
Vampires have always been the best part about the vampire accounts and Soulbright Gravelords.
Interesting. Right?
These are no exception to the rule, aren't they?
Damn, this one looks really cool. This looks like the full-blown character model, holy shit.
A werewolf or the... Oh no.
Next one. Oh damn, yeah, okay, I'm still in the old one, but yes, damn, the werewolf also. Ugh, the skin again.
Yes.
Since the torments of the Warhammer Fest, Games Workshop is like, okay, let's go.
Let's just skin our characters.
Yeah, let's
just need this.
Yeah. We want to show off our new 3D casting technology. Damn. Also, yeah, again, the head looks more like an Asian, like an Asian dragon or an Asian, samurai mask. So, again, I think they look really cool with this new theme.
Yeah.
Really great. Damn. They look amazing. The color scheme as well. Like, the paint job is great.
It's a bit unfortunate they're just Warcry models, but I think they would supplement the vampire army really well.
Yeah,
like as the character models.
Yeah.
We should really start collecting like a vampire accounts army with the Cursed City models. And
remember how I told you about the possible tactic with Raduka and his dire wolves?
Yeah.
just today, because I wanted to paint up some Cadians and couldn't get to them, I was thinking about, going on eBay and then just buying some near me, if anyone had like some for sale. I found no Cadian, but I did find an offer for, I think it was 62 dire wolves for like 60 euros. And I was like,
What?
damn. First of all, who collects an army like this? Like, how? What mental illness does a person have to do
He had the
this?
same idea as you had, so maybe don't
Yeah.
call it mental illness. It's literally what you
No,
wanted.
I'm talking from experience here. Okay, I can tell. I can say this, but that was damn. I was like, wow, okay. Do not tempt me with bullshit like this. Do not tempt me with bullshit ideas like this. But damn, yeah, these look great.
Yeah.
Okay, and the cornet counterparts. Let's go. So the vampires look great, but how do their counterparts look? They look...
Hold on, I'm not looking yet.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Yeah.
I'm cleaning stuff up
You're cleaning stuff up. What did you do?
on my tier list.
On your tier list, alright.
Okay. Chaos. Yep, that's chaos, alright. Oh.
Yeah.
And then I get to the second slide and
Hang on. Second slide. Oh, damn. Whoa.
first slide was like, yep, that's pretty normal. Nothing extraordinary here.
Yeah.
I click to the right. Oh.
Yeah.
What's up with you, mate?
Bro, Coke Glass says they look corny. Bruh, these guys look insane.
Well, guys, do you have fun?
Yeah.
Do you want to have more fun?
Hmm.
They took too much lightning, didn't they?
Yeah. Bro.
Why
Average Ohio citizen. What the fuck is going on?
I love him so much. I wish they put him into like the 40k World Eaters army,
Wow.
because imagine just like 10 space marines running towards you like this.
Like this, the space wolf gets the space
would be
wolves
the Yeah.
competition.
Just that would be the most terrifying thing you could see in Warhammer 40k.
He looks so dynamic. I've never seen an infantry model get a cavalry base. It's ridiculous.
The Warpsmith from
Yeah, okay, he got this like long like collar,
Yeah,
but the
he's just a guy
yeah, he's just
running on all fours, living the good life.
yeah, living the good life. He's the one actor in this one movie with Harrison Ford. You know, the movie where the story revolved around, I think, a hunter and his dog, but they didn't want to use a real dog, so they had like a guy on all fours doing dog things. Like, this is that person.
That's actually hilarious. If you scroll way up to the top, you see like this the preview of this picture.
Oh,
of
yeah.
models. And one of them is like this guy, and I thought this was going to be a flash dog, and I do
Yeah.
not really like flash dogs, so I was going to be okay.
Yeah.
One of them is going to be a flash dog, whatever. And now I see him, and I'm like, nope, that's a person. Oh,
It's a person. Oh no, it's a guy.
furries.
Okay, next slide. Oh damn. Okay, we're sticking with the human-animal hybrids. Damn.
I don't really have much to say about these two. I do like the woman with a mask, but
Yeah.
But then on the last slide we have
Do you see the guy like that? He only has one leg.
no, he's running.
No, the guy on the with the woman.
Yeah, he's running. I think his left is behind his.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm stupid. All right.
Loincloth,
Yeah.
metal loincloth thingy.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. That's his third leg, man. But I see it. Yeah.
He does. Oh no!
No, that
It
is
actually does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't unsee it now. Huh.
Oh no. Well, I know what I'm going to draw.
No, please don't. Finally get that NSFW career started.
Alright.
The Inquisitor says, I got a full Rhino from Kleinanzeigen. Good stuff there, really cheap. Yeah, I really love eBay. eBay is great. I've got I think at least 60% of my army is from eBay, so definitely a great site. And some more human-animal hybrids on the last slide.
I like how they scream. They look like
That's a very chaos things quote from you.
Yeah.
I like how they scream.
Yeah. It's interesting. The first two models I didn't care much about
Yeah.
all. And the longer I looked at them, the more I liked them.
Yeah, the first two models I was like, oh fuck, okay, these are just some corn guys.
Yeah.
Great, I have nothing to say about these guys. And the
And
more
then
we
the-
went on, the more
The
interesting
dog
it
dude
got.
sprinted full sprint into my heart.
Damn,
and decided to stay
holy
there.
shit.
Also, the dude with a sickle, he's also cool. I think we didn't mention him enough.
Yeah, he's just a great, model. The other ones just outshined him with their fashion. Fuck yeah. Okay, so we got two great warbands, and scrolling further down, we find some settings, some scenery. What is?
Don't care much about that.
What is with the tree? What? Wait, can we zoom on that? No. Are these hands? Are these claws?
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Oh shit, you're right.
I can't zoom in on that, can I? I can a little bit. Hang on. Those are claws.
Those are some evil trees.
Bro. Again, we're back in the Dark Souls setting. What the fuck?
Who looks at a tree like that and decides, yes, I'm going to build a bridge out of that?
Yeah.
Who
This
was
is
this?
this is where I wanna spend the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes. The perfect scenery.
Yeah. So the scenery, yeah, doesn't thrill me as much as the miniatures, but it also has its charm.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, very
Same.
nice. Very nice
So,
box set.
I was about to put them into meh, but then you mentioned the tree, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, right.
Well,
now.
I guess that actually upgrades them a bit. They're now about the witch elves. Okay.
Okay.
Last but not least, or maybe last.
Oh, hopefully
No,
that's.
not last.
I need to go pee. All right,
I know
the
that
Cerberus
fucking
heavy
thing.
tank destroyer eats lesser tanks for breakfast. Let's go. Let's change up
And
the
we're
meta.
We're back to 40k again. This is the part where I go.
30k.
back to my paranoia about-
30k.
Oh,
30k.
yeah, never mind. Also, that tank looks. I really like that tank actually.
Damn, I thought the barrels were longer. Yeah, I like this more than I thought. Ha.
This is like a laser tank.
Yeah. I think this was on Forge World as well, but the fact that you've... Oh, damn. He looks nice. They've chose the right color scheme to show this one off. So
Is it just a rhino with a big gun coming out of it?
I think it's more a Land Raider with a big gun out of it, isn't it? I think it's too big for a rhino.
Let me think about it real quick. No,
Long
my
enough.
rhino's at okay.
Yeah,
I
the
think
rhino
you're
is...
right, but I can't really check.
I don't know how the 30k rhinos look. Does anyone in the
I
comment
think-
section know?
I think it's a Land Raider, never mind.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's a big model. Because Land Raiders are always way bigger than I think they are. That's not what she said, unfortunately. So... Damn. This one looks good.
Yeah.
I don't like how they keep introducing ever more ridiculous weapons, but at least
The
this
power
one...
creep is absolutely real in 40k
Yeah.
right now.
It
It also technically also fantasy. I mean, compare the old Saurus Warriors to the new Saurus Warriors. But that's just buffness, you know?
Yeah. So that's the strength from within, and there's the strength from without.
This
Damn.
is the iron without.
Yeah. Hot damn. What a model.
Ooh.
What kind of battle do you have to play? I don't know the point system, but what kind of battle do you have to play to deploy this tank, to justify this?
I mean, it is an anti-tank tank, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's an anti-tank tank the size of a Land Raider. And up until now, like the battles that I fought with JD only justified like one Land Raider in his army. And it had to
Yeah.
be a Land Raider to be, usable. So what kind of tanks do you need to go up against to justify this tank?
One thing that confuses me, the description of his tank says that it dooms the crew to horrible death due to the radiation it puts out.
Ooh.
This sounds like a guardsman model then. Why does it have space marines?
Yeah.
That's the most guardsman thing I've heard of. Nope, it has a space marine crew.
Yeah.
So the Imperium is just throwing away space marines to use this tank?
I mean, back then I guess they did. I mean, they had more back then, I guess.
Still seems kind of stupid.
It seems kind of stupid, yeah. Does this imply like the weapon can blow up in your face like a plasma gun?
I don't think they can in 40k.
Oh, right. I don't know, the 30k.
Or in 30k, same thing, practically.
Yeah, but you know, like a plasma rifle can blow up in your face.
But
But I
true,
mean-
but they don't mention that it's like dangerous.
Yeah.
It just says the crew is going to die after you play with this.
Yeah, you're right. The same thing actually applies for the Extra-Mediterranean Devil Dogs and Hellhounds. So their description also says things like, you have to be some deranged individual to command one of these vehicles and whatnot. But, you know, it has no effects in their rules whatsoever.
They're basically just saying only war criminals are allowed in this thing.
Yeah. Back in the day. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, so Inquisitor, this definitely is for 30k. So this is for a model for the Horus Heresy. So it definitely is.
Yeah.
But the as you said, so Inquisitor says back in the day, Space Marines and Guardsmen fought side by side. And yes, I mean, they still do to some extent today, but definitely more prevalent, you know, back when the Imperial Guard was a thing.
Yeah, but this tank is
But-
clearly manned by space
Yeah,
marines.
yeah.
So
So that's Theinrich's point. Like, if the crew is doomed with how much radiation they're getting, why put a valuable Space Marine in there? So that's the question. That's a bit of weird. But, you know, maybe Lewitton says some intelligent stuff about this. I don't know. So, was that all of the
And
reveals?
no, there's still Sisters of Battle. I
Soul
think.
Shackle, a new kill team. Let's go.
W-
Sisters
Do
of
they
Battle.
have?
No, this is Adeptus Arbitis. Yes, Adeptus Arbitis. These are the military police in
Oh,
a hive city.
They have a Gryph-hound with them.
Yeah.
They have a Gryph-hound.
These are the RoboCops of 40k. Yes. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can see why I called them Sisters of Battle, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. But these are the Judge Dreads of 40k. All right.
Nice.
Damn, they look good. Oh fuck. So, accidentally scrolled too far. Damn. This one looks like a Star Wars Inquisitor on the second slide. The one with the double mace. Like, damn.
I think those aren't maces, those are shackles.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, fair enough.
For
But still.
extra arresting, I suppose. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
there is to arrest anymore. When you have to appear
Stop
to
resisting!
when you have to appear to protest with a mace like that, you're not there to make arrests, okay?
Yeah.
You're not taking prisoners.
Also, this guy looks like as buff as a Space Marine. I don't know if it's the angle they photographed him in, but damn.
He is huge for a man.
Yeah.
For a human.
But
Has been
bruh.
taking steroids. Oh, I just realized the guy in the first slide, he doesn't, like... I thought he was carrying around a banner.
Ah.
No, it's just a drone flying around.
Oh, it's a
with
speaker.
weird golden thing. That could also be. It's a speaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he holds a microphone?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
You are under arrest. Resist and perish. Damn. Inquisitor suggests that the guy that I called the Inquisitor would make for a great Star Wars kit bash. And I think I agree with him. Like, the helmet
So-
is insane.
Are
What
these
kind of-
guys going to
what-
be playable for the Imperial Guard, or are they going to be for the Inquisitors?
I
Like the
thi-
faction Inquisitors?
I think neither. Like, this is just like a kill team. But maybe it would be for Inquisitors. I think it would make more sense for a Inquisitorial, like Honor Guard or something.
I do not think they bring out models just for Kill Team anymore. The Death Corps of Krieg were playable, the Orcs became playable.
Yeah, I mean, but not not with special rules. Like the Death Corps of Krieg has the same rules as like Acadian Regiment.
Okay, true.
So maybe these are just, I don't know, fancy Acadians if you want. So they've got a sniper as well. They've got the classic policeman. Let's go. I really like their shoulder pads, like the
Revolver Hero.
Yeah. I really like the shoulder pads. Oh, nice. One of it with a riot shield.
I'm surprised they all have a different kind of helmet.
Yep.
Like some of them are completely covered up. One of them has like a Primaris mouthpiece, but doesn't actually wear like the top of his helmet. One of them isn't wearing his visor.
Yeah. It's like, but they all have this German, I don't know what's called in English. I think it's salad in English. A Schaller im Deutschen. So
I don't know what you're talking
German.
about.
The helmet, the type of helmet itself has a historical counterpart.
Yeah.
So it draws inspiration.
The old-timey visor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got every weapon and every type of helmet we can get. We have a sniper rifle, a mace, a bolt gun, a pistol, a shield, and stick.
The last guy actually also is a medic, the one that's shown with the riot shield. So,
okay, what is that one dude carrying next to him? Is he just wearing a metal pipe as a weapon or what?
No, I think it's a stun baton,
Okay.
or just a normal baton. I don't know. I think he also got another weapon on his back, and we only see the pommel of it.
Yeah, probably.
And then the one next to those guys, we have like another guy. Like, yeah, this guy shows up to a protest. I'm leaving.
Yeah. he doesn't care about making arrests at all.
Yeah.
He just wants to shoot some folks.
Also,
Also,
probably is a mace.
okay, these two look a bit heretical to me.
These guys look extremely heretical to me.
Like, if there was like a
you say.
TV show about all of these enforcers, and there was a plot twist, oh my god, 2 people here are traitors and are secretly working for the heretics.
Yeah.
It's these two.
Yeah,
100% these two.
What the fuck is that guy even? What role does it serve? Like, we already got a medic. What are the things that he got in his vial?
What
and
is the pistol he's having?
Yeah, exactly. Why does he need that, huh? What is that? Is that
he's
like
making a call to his friends?
Yeah, are those like battle stimuli or what?
Isn't he the medic? Who is the other medic you're talking about?
On the guy with, on the slide with the riot shield, that guy.
Yeah.
He has the cross on his chest.
Oh.
And he's also got, a white pouch. And that's probably also why he has like no real weapon.
Okay.
So this would be the medic.
Yeah, that does make sense. That also explains why he's carrying around a suitcase.
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then next slide we have evil scientists and machine gun bro.
Yep.
Heavy machine gun bro even. Ooh.
The sergeant with the speaker is like, do not shoot on the civilians, and he is like, I can't hear you over the sound of my machine gun. Bro. And then and then comes the K9 force.
I was wrong, it's not a Griffhound, it's just a normal hound.
It's a dog.
And his handler.
He has
cute.
in the hometown of my grandpa, there lived a guy called Uncle Conrad. He was a very wealthy man, and he sponsored a lot of different sports, teams and so on, and public facilities. And he was also known for his dog, because his dog got a teeth infection, and he solved that infection by replacing all of the teeth of his dog with pure golden counterparts.
What?
So his dog had an entire golden, array of teeth. And this guy is basically, this dog is like 10 levels above that. So I thought that body modification was crazy. This dog is basically RoboCop. So all of his extra... This is Sojourn,
His
you know?
glowing red eyes.
Yeah, he is Sojourn. He has like no extremities anymore. It's all metal counterparts.
The last few actual like dog parts he has are his ears, his neck, and his hind legs for some reason.
Even his fucking tail is made from a prosthetic. What the hell is going on?
I really like how the mask on his head, like the visor he has, actually looks like a snout though.
Yeah. I think there's still also a snout underneath, I think. Hard to say. But bruh. Also, why do you need a handler? This dog is basically a drone. Why do you need a handler for this guy?
He needs to be on a leash, you know?
Yeah.
This is you can't pet this dog though. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Shame.
You break your hand trying to run your hand across his spine.
Truly, the Imperium is the most evil faction in the world. They have dogs, but you cannot pet them.
You cannot pet them.
The peak of maliciousness.
Yeah. Bruh.
Okay. We also have Eldars.
Dark Elder, let's go. Corsairs.
What kind of Eldars are these? Craftwords or Drukhari?
These are Drukhari, and I think they're going for Corsairs. Though
yeah, they totally are.
Though I do think that usually Corsairs are a bit more, you know, on the side of the craft worlds. I'm not quite sure. I only have like one. There is the Star Wound Corsair band, and I think they look a little bit less intimidating than these guys. So I'm not quite sure.
Quickly skimming through them, I already noticed one of the models was one of the silhouettes they teased at New Year.
Oh yeah, which one?
During you'll see them. The guy with the bird.
The guy with the bird. The bird is the word. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So they were teased, definitely. Interesting already.
Damn. But they look interesting. I think the color scheme does a lot for them here.
Absolutely.
Like, damn.
Frankly, I think that's like the only thing I really like about them. I do not like the way their legs are postured. I can't really explain it, but
okay.
The way they stand is really weird.
I'm going to change the music.
I don't know, the guns don't really look as they fit for them. But what's your opinion?
Hang on, I'm quickly changing the music that's playing because it's been like the same beat for an hour. What's this? No, this is horrible.
Part about the music is interesting because, I've been talking to you for the last hour or so, half an hour. Of course, I didn't hear any music because I'm muted to the stream, so now you're like, I have to change the music. Huh?
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Yes, I am. Took me a few seconds to understand that.
Okay, it actually has to stay with the music that's already playing, as it's the most suited. Okay, Inquisitor says he has to leave.
Yes.
He tells me to not commit any heresy after he leaves. I can't promise that, but thanks for staying along all this time. I wish you a great night, and yeah, see you next time. Thank you so much for joining. Bye. So, but to complete our assessment, it's kind of hard for me because I know where you're coming from. The paint job really makes them stand out. If they had like the same boring black and gray trimmed base job, paint job that every Dark Elder has, I think they would look a whole less interesting.
Yeah. It's my firm opinion that most Dark Elder Corsairs are just Warhammer Fantasy Corsairs, but worse, frankly.
A bit, yeah.
Like the one with bird, that's a cool concept. It would be better in a fantasy setting.
Yeah. I think these guys would look nice, with actual Corsair. Like the guy on the right slide behind the guy with the bird who releases this gas or whatever.
Yes.
That guy looks like that. I think it's gas. I don't know. Yeah. That guy looks like a proper Corsair, like an Elder Corsair. This guy looks like Space Pirate Captain Harlock.
Yeah.
But the other ones, I don't get the helmets. The helmets look so weird and so impractical. Like the helmet with the, circle going around it. That looks...
Going through a door and you immediately bump all of your
Yeah.
heads.
Oh, yeah, great to invade an Imperial ship with this. You know, the doors are like a U-boat.
How to beat a Dark Elder in
Yeah.
lower the door frame by
Yeah.
half a meter.
Make it like a U-boat. Look at these little holes. And you're done. Yeah, I don't know. I think the paint job...
Their swords are really normal. They just brought normal knives. They don't
Yeah.
have like any special energy weapons. It's a bit weird.
I think there are a few cool models and concepts. The coolest one being the guy with the bird and the guy, you know, without the helmet. I think there will be some other head options, I guess. So, you know, so you can probably choose them without their helmet.
Yeah.
But in terms of armor, these guys, basically, long story short, these guys look like a regular Dark Elder, with the difference that their paint job is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's basically it.
Well, and then there's still terrain left. The terrain, ooh.
Terrain, let's go. Oh, damn. Oh,
Alright.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Damn. I thought like, okay, this is just some regular like dungeon crawler terrain. These tables look amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa. I love holographic tables in Warhammer. They're always done so good.
I know, right?
Bruh. Damn. This is great. I like
The tables are great, and the walls work for 40k, you know?
Yeah, it is definitely
Too
great.
bad that's gonna add like $100 to the price tag.
I mean, that's fair though.
Yeah, but would you pay $100 just for terrain, which you can't even really use in most game modes?
The thing is, I mean, you could probably use this terrain, you know, like I use Morris Garden for Cursed City. You could probably use this for a game like Blackstone Fortress, maybe, I don't know. But the terrain at least would justify a high price tag. Like this terrain has a lot more care put into it than the Dark Elder. At least I think that. So
yes,
this is a lot better. Like this is how I imagine an Imperial ship looking like on the inside.
I'm not sure why an Imperial ship would have rooms like this, but yes, this is great terrain.
Yeah.
Too bad. I ran my tier list is a mess. I kind of ran out of space.
I mean, I haven't put up a tier list to begin with, but
yeah, okay. Let's just skip the tier list part. Just tell me at the end what's your favorite, what's your least favorite, least favorite.
I think we can justify this as well, considering that you're currently the only one watching. So,
am I? I mean, it says one watching now, but it also said one watching when Inquisitor was still there.
Oh yeah.
If
you are there, leave a message.
Here right now.
Please write in the chat. Tell me if you're there.
Lurker.
Yeah, lurker.
Lurker. Are you actually planning to ever like edit stream highlights?
I thought about it. There is the feature with you know, YouTube Studios where you can like edit a video after it's been released. So I could do this with the stream. But then I thought I'd like it to be, you know, long form, like this unedited stream just for people to, you know, have something running for a few hours. I think I would do this if it would be requested, you know? If I would stream more and there would be some hilarious situations.
I hereby request it from you.
It doesn't work like that, but...
okay.
But yeah, maybe. I'm open to the idea. Alright, so we're skipping the tier list and then it comes to show what is the best preview. I can tell you right now which is the worst one.
Which is the worst one in your opinion? Because
the worst one in my opinion, in my humble but professional opinion, is...
In my humble but objectively correct.
Yeah, alright, exactly. The Wrath of the Soulforge King. Fuck you. The reason I say this is purely because this is not a preview. Like, this is the preview, like, okay, this is how you may buy the miniatures. Oh, great, thank you, Games Workshop. Thank you for a considerate preview. This is, as you already said, the miniatures are not new. They are new, but they're not new to this preview.
Yeah.
And, you know, although I liked the way that they set it up, I think it's, you know, not important at all.
You're right about that. I actually put it in... It's not my least favorite.
Where did you put it, though? Ah, okay, it's not. All right.
I mean, let's go for your tier list before we look at mine. Right?
All right, so I'm going from worst to best, I think.
Okay.
So this would be like the lowest tier, and then the tier above that would be Strike Force Augustus, because I think it's ridiculous, absolutely, in every fucking way.
But like all of the models of Strike Force Augustus, the Dreadnought, the normal Space Marines, and the Sergeant. How would you rank them?
So yeah, basically yes. The Lieutenant is just another Space Marine lieutenant. Like, okay, nice. Now we have 1001. The Desolation Squad, or the Compensator Squad, as Inquisitor called them, their weapons are ridiculous. Like, someone stop Call from inventing shit, because this is not good. And the new Dreadnought is, as you said, basically like the old Dreadnought, but got more guns stuck to it. So
I actually genuinely, if you told me this model was like 5 years old, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
If you told me this is a new model, brand new, I wouldn't have believed you. I do not see the difference between this and the old Dreadnought.
Yeah, same.
It looks the same.
Yeah, it looks the same, but if you look closely, it got more weapons. That's
why the Dreadnought is actually my least favorite thing in this reveal, because it's apparently a new model. Apparently there's more power creep going on for the Space Marines, more Space Marine reveals, of course.
Yeah.
And then it just looks the fucking same as before. It's the same model.
Yeah. And as I said, I don't like the Desolation Squad. I don't like it. I don't like it. Easy as that.
Big guns, way too big.
Like, I get, like, it's one thing, you know, having 50 different kinds of bolters, but this shit is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need this. Like, yeah. And
personally, I'm waiting for the day they reveal normal Ultramarines who like dual wield swords, like World Eaters do.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep.
God damn it! I closed the page again. I need to stop doing that.
Anyways, on the same tier as Strike Force Augustus would probably be the new Daughters of Cain Gnarlwood set. Because similar to the Dreadnought, they have a solid design, but at the end of the day, they are just Dark Elves. Nothing wrong with that, but nothing thrilling either, so...
They're a bit boring.
I might put them above the Strike Force Augustus in the sense that they don't make me angry, but that's about all they've going for them, in my opinion.
Yeah. They are a bit boring. I prefer them over the Dark Elder they announced.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Basically, the Dark Elder and, you know, the 40k Dark Elder that have been announced, and the Age of Sigma Dark Elder, basically, that have been announced, are essentially the same, but the design of the Daughters of Cain is objectively nicer. At least, okay, it's maybe subjectively nicer than the 40k Dark Elder, in my opinion. Okay, then we come to the one better than that would be, in my opinion, the new tank, the Cerberus.
Cerberus, yep, I agree.
Yeah. It's solid tank, nice design, big boy, but the lore is confusing with the radiation. But in terms of the model, I think it's just like, again, what battlefield do you need to be fighting in to justify bringing this boy?
Tank heavy army, I suppose. Maybe the enemy decide to bring the new Dreadnought, and then you can one-shot that thing. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But, you know, as I said, this thing is probably as large as a Land Raider. So, and it's not like JD had much problems with his Space Marines to cut down my tanks.
That's another thing. Okay. No, finish your opinions
No,
first.
that's basically my thing to this tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
just say
what you go on a lengthy rant there again.
Yeah, no, do, please do.
I know. I'm gonna once we talk about my tier list, I will.
Okay. The next one is the next better one.
I'm assuming either Soul Shackle or Bloodhound, no, right?
I think it would actually be the Lizardman.
The Lizardman?
Yes.
You fool.
The reason being...
I understand, actually. You don't play them.
It's not... Fair enough. The reason that I think that is... I think the redesign has been done very nicely.
Yes.
They are basically the Primaris Lizardmen in terms that they are just as before, just better, you know?
Yes.
I like the Raptodon Hunters and Raptodon Chargers. They're a nice model. The new slants look amazing. They're a great model.
Yeah.
But apart from a fresh look, there's nothing that new about them apart from the alien aspects of their design.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that would be...
Sure.
They're very nicely done. They're very solid design.
They haven't really changed at all from Warhammer Fantasy to Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, that's what I mean, basically. And basically that's the reason why I put Bloodhound and Soul Shackle above the Lizardmen. I think on the same list and the same tier, for the reason that they bring a lot of very, very new thing to the table and very nicely looking miniatures in terms of terrain and the miniatures themselves. And I think my personal winner would be Bloodhound, because Soul Shackle is for me a little bit let down by the Dark Elder, who look basically the same as before, and Bloodhound on the other hand brings a lot of very new concepts to the table. Even the Khorne Warriors, which also have been unaltered for decades, look very different. They've got a lot of...
Dark Elder had one guy walking on the forest, dressed as a dog.
Like a Dark Elder furry would be more terrifying than a World Eater furry. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd say this.
When will Games Workshop just introduce full-on fursuits, like cartoony My Little Pony style fursuits for Dark Elder?
You know, there is this meme army in the Imperial Guard, the Felinid Auxilia, which are basically cat girls in space.
Oh.
So this would be a chance for them to get some more furry bait. But
yeah.
I think...
What's your favorite model overall?
My favorite model would probably be... I think singling one model out for me would be very difficult.
A vampire?
But it would be a vampire, yes.
Yeah.
Because their design is very fresh. They don't look that much like Warhammer, which is, a bit iffy, I think. But the every single character is extremely nicely done. The paint job is great, which shouldn't play that much of a role, but it kind of does. Let's be honest. But the miniatures themselves are extremely well done. I love them.
This would actually make for a good Halloween painting video.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Oh damn! Yeah. That too. Yeah. They're great. I love them.
All right.
Very nicely done.
Getting into my tier list.
I'm showcasing your...
So, the new box set, what's it called? Soulforge King is basically not an announcement at all. It's nothing. But at least it didn't actively make me angry and annoyed.
Yeah, same.
But looking at the new Space Marines.
Yeah.
We decided to re-release Space Marines again, and the Dreadnought looks the exact fucking same as before. I see no difference at all. It might as well... You look at the box art of Augustus, and this Dreadnought has a cool pose where his claws raised. Why doesn't he follow that? I don't understand. That's why he's the absolute bottom. He's garbage, frankly, rubbish. What's other called? Primaris,
Yeah.
super frag missile squads, or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Desolation, the Compensator squad, yeah.
Look at the box art. Like, see that Dreadnought pose he has there?
Yeah.
So good. And when we look at the actual Dreadnought, and he's boring.
Mm.
Such a shame. The Compensator squad also makes me angry because the description of him says, first of all, super frag and super crack. If that isn't power creep, I don't know what is.
Yeah, you're right.
Then there's, until now, long-range heavy support has been missing from the Primaris infantry arsenal. Which, have you ever considered an army is allowed to have weaknesses? They don't need everything. They don't. Next up, we're gonna release Primaris Psychers with words, until now, Psychers have been missing from the Primaris. Like, bro, they're allowed to miss out on some shit.
I also like how they clarify, the Primaris infantry arsenal. So they had long-range heavy support, but not as their infantry model.
It's even worse. What the fuck? That's so stupid. That actively angered me in my opinion. When I
Until now,
realized that.
The Primaris Marine infantry range was really lacking a demon prince, so we decided to.
I can assure you, at one point they're gonna introduce like Primaris Psychers and explain it with, Primaris just didn't have good Psychers until now. And of course they need to have everything.
Yeah.
But bro, that pissed me off, frankly. So that's why we're also on Black tier.
Yeah.
Natia is just things that are kind of boring. The Lieutenant is nothing new, the Boxer is nothing new, the Corsairs are nothing new.
Yeah.
The okay tier is just the Witches, the Tank, and the Tree, because they are decent. I like them, but they're nothing special either.
Oh, another thing that I didn't mention about the tank, I'm pretty sure that the tank already existed, but as a Forge World model. So it technically is nothing that new. Just you can buy it off Games Workshop now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind that much.
I don't
like Forge World really.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing that it goes off Forge World and into Games Workshop.
I mean, Forge World is being phased out steadily, so.
Unfortunately, I kind of had to merge the great and good tier.
Yeah.
Into a greater good tier on my list.
The greater good tier? Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. I would say the border between good and great is... I'd say the Khorne units were good and the Skinks were great, which is why that's where the border is.
Okay.
And the terrain from the kill team is somewhere in between.
Yep.
The 40k... What are they called?
The Adeptus Arbites.
Arbites.
Yeah.
They're cool, but they're 40k models, and I don't care much about that.
Fair enough.
And some of them look really goofy, especially Drone. And I'm not sure what I think about goofy Arbites.
You mean the one with the 3 eyes? Basically?
And the one with 3 eyes too.
Yeah.
The one with Drone is the one who has like a pompous helmet.
Yeah.
Massive golden drone.
Yeah.
The dude with 3 eyes looks super evil, but I actually quite like that.
Mm. I mean, and the Inquisitor as well. Like, oh yeah, you're a policeman now. This is your outfit.
Yeah.
Are you sure you haven't given me your BDSM gear? No, this is your gear.
I'm not a huge fan of I think they're Space Marine sized, and that's like a complaint I'm having.
At least the one, like the Inquisitor looking guy definitely looks like being Space Marine sized, yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, everything else is pretty great about them.
Yeah.
The Khorne models are a solid mix of, that's a Khorne model, pretty generic, 5 out of 10, and what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The dog guy especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that is generally like the scariest model you can see in Warhammer.
Yeah.
If you see that dude running towards you, just accept that you're going to die, because this dude shows no mercy. He's going to drink your blood. And then, of course, I'm a Lizardman player.
Of course.
Yes, I also play Lizardman.
Yeah, of course.
The Skinks are a bit further down, probably because I'm a bit disappointed I can't use them in fantasy, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you are right, the heads look a bit weird, but The vampires kind of a bit edge out a bit out of them, but just slightly, because they're more unique.
Yeah.
The new Saurus Warriors are all chads, and I love them. They're all built like Krogar used to be, which is incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, the Slan, which is...
Hell yeah. Yeah, I personally, my first reaction when I saw the slant, like the first thing that you mentioned was that he was more energetic than any other slant because he
Yeah.
raised a staff or raised like a stone skull.
Yes.
Personally, my first reaction was, oh, they're even fatter than before because all the fat is like actually modeled as if it's like just hanging down with gravity. You know, they actually look like all the fat is sucking down.
Oh, I know what you mean, but I didn't really notice that.
Yeah.
Probably because Slan always were kind of fat, you know?
Yeah, they were always fat, but this time they took in all the gravity.
I think the thing with the Slan is,
Consideration.
I went in expecting nothing,
Yeah,
and I got this, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh. Because, in my opinion, the old Slan were completely fine. You didn't have
Yeah.
to improve them.
yeah, definitely.
The old Slan, let me look at them real quick.
Yep.
Um,
I'm not going to, look one up because I'm already clicking so much between the pages.
apart from Lord Croak, who obviously
confusing.
has an insane model, like the normal Slan Star Priest,
Yeah,
at throne is perfectly fine, in my opinion, here. But now that I've seen the new one, it's obviously like kind of lacking.
oh damn, this is new setup. I'm now seeing it. Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Incredible, isn't it?
Damn, for real, you're not using a blanket right now?
No, I'm not using a blanket.
This is insane. The quality is so
it's
good.
It's one of the shoe boxes that we bought at IKEA.
Yeah.
I'm currently standing where my shoes are.
Damn. Whoa.
And I put one of those sound dampening things into it.
The result is great. Wow.
That's hilarious that worked.
The result is so much better than I thought. I thought you were really like just sitting with a blanket over your head for like an hour.
All right.
Damn.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
great. That's way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in expecting nothing. I went in thinking, yeah, the old Slan is perfectly fine. And we got that.
Yeah.
The only thing that disappoints me, new Slan, but no new Temple Guard.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably in the works right now, but
The
yeah.
generic Saurus Warrior now looks stronger and more powerful than Temple Guard.
Currently, yes.
And that's a bit of a shame. That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, they all look like... Imagine a new Krogar model. Like, how buff does he have to be?
I mean, Krogar currently doesn't exist in Age of Sigmar. He's
Oh,
more
yeah, you're
just a Scar veteran.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh.
But yeah, that's my tier list.
Nice. So the Slan is up top, and
Slan is my favorite.
so
But
yeah.
if I had to, I think I'm actually going to draw one model of him, and that's actually the guy who you thought had a third leg, because that's just too funny. That's actually hilarious.
I mean, he probably has one, but the way I saw it, he actually had like.
Massive cock.
And that's the quote that I end the stream with now.
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your opinions on the. Yeah, I mean, come on, I'm looking him up right now. Again, like, come on, all right. Yeah, I'm not wrong for thinking
Yeah,
that, am I?
you're not wrong. Hold on, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna Google Warhammer preview penis and gonna see if something.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't really see. That's fascinating.
I can't. I'm probably not allowed to show it on stream, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna send it to you. But
Yeah.
like, someone 3D printed a dickhead marine.
I'm going to look at it after the stream. Oh, that's an idea for a community post right now. Anyways, yeah. Well, that's the Warhammer preview. Cool models.
Yeah,
Cool.
This was good.
Like Bloodhunt is definitely in my sights. Damn. Really cool. All right. In that case, thank you so much for joining my stream.
Yes, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm going to
watching you.
I'm going to follow suit very soon. I'm not going to continue with painting the polar bears because, well, nobody's watching. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for lightening the load of this last hour of stream.
Yeah. All right, see ya.
See you in a bit. Yep. Well, hang on. Now that nobody's watching, I can take the liberty of choosing the appropriate soundtrack for ending my stream. Where's my what? Hello? No, that's not it. Sorry. No, I don't want to mess this up right now. I don't see it. Is it not in my list? What the fuck? Hang on. Yeah, I don't want to use that. Come on, I have like a handful of. Yeah, that's the same as I'm listening to right now. That's weird. Huh? Where is... Oh, no, I don't want this. No. Oh my god. Thank you for setting the spoiler up. I forgot which window would plop up. Oh my gosh, I'm so sure that behind this is the dickhead marine. Oh. Alright. Oh, genuine pain right there. Genuine fear. Alright. Before I mess this up some more. Yeah, as I said, before I, do anything stupid now that my guard is down. Thank you so much to everyone. Hang on. I'm a professional streamer. Yes. Nice. So, thank you so much to everyone for coming along and celebrating the 2-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm looking very much forward to doing a lot more streams than with gaming and a few, cool ideas that I have for making it really interesting to watch. And yeah, I think we had a pretty good turnout and a very good thing going in the chat. Thank you so much for everyone commenting. Sorry, Inquisitor, that I didn't get the model that you were talking about. But yeah, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm very happy to, hopefully see you again in the next stream and or video, whenever that may be. I'm going to keep you up to date in the community post chat section, and if you would like to watch more, if you want to watch a very cringy stream, be sure to check out my older streams. It's been a long time. And if you want to watch a more, better edited and more interesting to watch, probably reaction and discussion of miniatures with Heinrich, be sure to check out my Warhammer Fest video. Again, I thank you so much for tagging along, and I'll see you in the next stream of Bring of Art. Bye. I missed my beat, no!